cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-511-3535. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-511-3535, 800-511-3535, or biglou.com.
Collins over to Lance for three. Bullseye! Join the action at Desert Financial Arena and catch ASU's final home matchups with UCLA and USC as Pac-12 conference foes. First up, UCLA, Wednesday, January 17th at 7 p.m., followed by USC Saturday, January 20th at 12 noon. Get your tickets today, 480-965-5812, or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Sun Devil men's basketball, onward to victory.
So what did the doctor say?
He said I might need surgery.
Wow, it's that serious.
Well, we won't know for sure until I talk with the surgeon, but I'm lost. This is all new to me.
The decision to have surgery isn't easy, but neither is living with pain.
There is an alternative to surgery. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach and can restore pain-free joint function so you can avoid surgery. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. We also help restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. So when traditional medicine suggests you need surgery, how about taking another approach? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
This is Joan, enjoying some me time up on the rim. This is Simon and his friends paddling the Salt River. And this is Brad. Brad is, well, no one knows where Brad is. What they all have in common is that they went to azmvdnow.gov to quickly and easily renew their registration or 30 other services. So go to azmvdnow.gov and get more time to enjoy all the things you love.
Sponsored by ADOT in partnership with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
Here we go.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM. All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
So, Randy, I say to her, you know what kind of bird, brings babies, right? Yeah. And she says, a stork. I said, yeah. You know what kind of bird doesn't bring babies? And she's like, no. And I said, a swallow. And then she asked me to just leave the room. So I'm not allowed downstairs for a while.
Wow, that's rough.
Yeah. Oh, wait, are we on?
I think we're live.
Oh, hey, everybody. Yep. Hi, it's the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room. Ralph from Harmon Solar is joining us, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Do we need to explain to Ralph the whole thing about the swallow? Probably has no point of reference on that, I guess.
Probably not a good time right now.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Hey, listen, here's the thing. A lot has happened in the last 21 hours.
Yes, it has.
An awful lot has happened. So we can't be screwing around like we have the last few days, you know? So you Canadians, just kind of sit back for a second. Let us get some stuff done for once, okay? Anyway, so last night the Canadians did not give us good luck, and the Calgary Flames whooped up on the Coyotes 6-2. Just one of them games, and that Sharky, man, wow, that guy had himself a nice hat trick, and sometimes the guy goes off like that. There's not a whole lot you can do, Anyway, so, that happened. So there's some bad news and good news kind of things. So there's some bad news. Other bad news, Arizona State University got their asses kicked there by Washington. Big second half for Washington. That's unfortunate. I don't want to get too deep in that, but congratulations to Grand Canyon University. Grant Foster peeled off 24 and took down Abilene Christian. Took those bastards down. Good job. Just take those filthy pieces of garbage and you do what needs to be done.
Wow. You're being awfully rough on the Abilene Christian basketball team.
They're probably very nice people, but if they're driving out today, I don't know. I just want them to just a little something there.
Why do you want to do that? I don't understand. We won, and
I feel like they need it.
Classy winner. I mean, do you have to be rude?
I don't have to be, but also last night, this was very good news. The Phoenix Suns whooped up hardcore, beat down on the Los Angeles Lakers. This is what the team was supposed to be like, and all of a sudden they became what the team was supposed to be like. Bradley Beal with 37, Devin Booker with 31. Yeah, Kevin Durant only needed 18, but a lot of what his work was done on defense. He kind of shut down old LeBron James there a little bit. The foul count was a nice, correct foul count, unlike it was the other day where the Lakers got all these ridiculous foul calls. It was 16 fouls on the Suns and 19 on the Lakers. So a balanced called game, if you ask me. But it turned out to be exactly what we'd hoped it would be, and the Lakers went home crying.
Were they crying though? I mean, this was sort of just a regular season game.
They just we whooped their asses. That's all there is to it.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
I think the main cause for concern for the Lakers isn't just this game by itself. It's that the last several games that they've played really seems to be something going on there. They lost 5 out of their last 7. It's it's looking like a mess.
Yeah,
in LA.
Listen, I'm enjoying the fact that they have imploded. I'm enjoying the fact that they stink to high heaven, and I'm also enjoying the fact that the Suns beat the ever-loving bejesus out of them. It was not even close. Now everybody's on Twitter losing their minds and, saying, oh, we're back. Oh, the finals. No, shut up. Listen, just because we beat the hapless Lakers doesn't mean the Phoenix Suns are back. Let's just see what happens for a bunch more games. Let's just see if this really becomes what you hope it's going to be. Even if it does, there are deficits. There are weaknesses in the Phoenix Suns team. Just the Lakers, you don't have to really try that hard. So it's a confidence builder against a really bad team, but we'll take it.
I don't think 18 points is a bejeebus, by the way.
Listen, come on.
If it was a Portland game, I'd agree with the bejeebus.
Hold on.
62 points.
Ralph. It was out of control. And in the fourth quarter, the Suns were just like,
when did this become an LA radio show? I don't know what's going on here.
They played LA. So we're talking about the Suns. We're not talking about LA.
They let Emma Stone come out and play. They're just like, here, you go out there, and she still put up 13.
Let me say this. I really didn't watch the game because I didn't want to. Had better things.
You knew what was going to happen.
No, I really didn't.
You knew.
But when I did watch the little bit that I did watch, it looked like the Lakers weren't even there. Like they didn't even care. It was very odd what I saw. Because against the Suns, it's very easy to beat them. Just go inside and beat them. Right? The few times I saw them go inside, they were destroying them.
Ralph, you've lost 10 out of your last 14.
No, there's something going on.
If you've been sleepwalking, it wasn't just last night. You were sleepwalking for like 2 weeks.
There's something going on. I mean, I think the coach is in trouble. I think.
That's what's going on.
I think the coach's job right now is
Darvin Ham is definitely in trouble, which is a shame because
I like
Darvin Ham.
But this is the arc of guys that. This is what happens when you coach LeBron. I'm sorry to say, when you start to struggle, it's your fault. And it's one thing in basketball or in football when coaches screw up. You put players out of position, and it doesn't matter how good you are. You're just not going to be able to do anything. In basketball, it's a little different.
Don't they look like they're not into it? Seriously, all garbage aside. I mean, when you watch that game and a couple other games, it looks like they're just not there.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's weird
how you go from a prestigious, winning of the in-season tournament to this. I just don't understand.
I agree with you.
How do you do that? Listen, you guys don't even have Emma Stone. We have Emma Stone. I mean, she's from Scottsdale.
She was wearing the Phoenix hat too.
Yeah, she had the Phoenix hat on last night. By the way, I like that hat. That little PHX hat. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I heard she didn't make it out of the arena.
What do you mean she didn't make it out of the arena?
I'm just telling you, these are things I've heard. She never made it out.
She's fine.
They'll find her eventually.
I think Devin Booker probably found her in his car because she was kind of like, hi, kind of flirting up old Devin Booker. Some people thought it was Grayson Allen, and then it's like, give me a break. It's never going to be Grayson Allen.
Grayson Allen's hair is already gray.
Yeah, it's
not Grayson Allen.
Not a chance. Not a chance.
Grayson Allen looks like the son of Ted Cruz. It's not Grayson.
That's why
Allen.
his name is Grayson. He's got gray hair.
His parents knew.
Grayson.
It wasn't his name. It was a prophecy.
So, anyways, yeah, burn in hell, Lakers, and enjoy the L.
Enjoy your first win against the Lakers this year. You're now 1-3.
No, that's not a lie. That's not a lie.
There's more to come, Ralph.
But you had your team when you won. We now have our team. Okay. You can't beat us.
Enjoy the 1-3. Good job.
Does this mean that we're back? Does this mean we're going to the finals? No, pump your stupid brakes. Let's just see what happens with this team. Let's not get
why
too
you would
crazy.
Start saying finals.
I seen it. I seen it on Twitter.
Well,
a bunch of boneheads typing stuff like that. And
I can't believe people on Twitter.
I almost turned into Donnie for a second because these are people who follow me and I follow, and I almost had to type something. I'm like, shut the hell up, boy. What's going on with you here?
Yeah.
Desperation.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's good. Good news, bad news in the world of our sports. Last night, just always good to beat the Lakers.
Can I just say how much trouble TNT was in last night? Because this poor network tried to put on some of the best games. Bucks Celtics on paper seems like a pretty good game. 37-point blowout in the second quarter. This game was so bad, they flexed out of the game in the middle of the game.
I didn't know they were allowed to do that.
I didn't know they were allowed to do that either. I've literally never seen it happen before in my life. The problem was, unfortunately, they flexed out of that game into Thunder Blazers, which was even worse. The Thunder beating the Blazers 139-77. And then they tried to flex back to Bucks Celtics, and it didn't really. It was still a blowout, obviously. It just was slightly less of one than the other game. And then Suns Lakers happened immediately afterwards. That was also on TNT. So it was just a really bad night of blowouts for old TNT there. They just couldn't get a single game on TV that wasn't a 30-point gap when it was on.
Props to them for trying, though. You got to appreciate the effort.
Did. They're like, do we have cameras over there? We do. Guess what we're doing? We're jumping over to that game.
Just you got to shake your head and be like, well, we tried. Whatever. Average Joe says, let's not get too serious, Jeffrey. We got several hours to give Ralph some talk about his Lakers, right? Oh, I'm sure it'll come up more than a few times. I don't know why we haven't played the song yet. That's the thing I don't understand. This is a perfect opportunity to play the song. Because...
You mean the whole thing?
I don't know. I mean, not the one. This wasn't about the playoffs.
Play a third of it, or play a fourth of it. You only won 1 out of 4, so play a fourth of it.
Lakers! Burn in hell, Lakers!
You know, I could do that one.
Yeah, that's good. I'm happy. Heavy Metal Maniac says, I love the fact that we smacked the crud out of them Los Angeles Lakers. Yeah, you can suck it. So can Ralph. Ha ha ha. Last Optimist says, you know what? I've been looking into these Canadians. Found the following headline from Ontario. Canadian man cracks beer while driving to celebrate passing his driver's test. Gets license suspended. I wouldn't get too happy about that, Last Optimist. You could just as easily said Florida man on that. I think if anything, we've got the Canadians beat in dumb people.
I mean,
in Florida and in Ohio.
The guy that jumped into the Bass Pro Shop fishing tank was an Alabama man. You could just easily.
He's an
there's
effing
like
legend.
60 of them. Yeah,
a legend. Yeah.
Well, he's an idiot for sure,
Yeah,
but that's
but
legend.
also,
Yeah, come on.
Two things can be true at once.
Thunder Snow says, Jeffrey, can we please play Burn in Hell Lakers? Thank you. Well, I guess we could do that again. Sure. Go ahead, Randy.
There you go.
Hunter from Calgary says, how about the Flames last night taking it the Coyotes? You know, you're blocked. You're blocked. No,
Yeah.
blocked.
Yeah.
He says, great game, man. Sharky is amazing. Sorry about that. Sorry. Yeah, I appreciate it. Hey, good game. That's all right, man. Shout out to the Scottsdale legend Emma Stone, says this unknown texter, always repping her team courtside as the Suns dismantled the Fakers with their fans booing them. Oh, you guys got booed by your fans. I had the sound off. I didn't know that.
We don't accept losing. We're not like Phoenix. We don't accept to lose. We expect to win everything. Once you accept losing, you get GMs like you get in Phoenix, and we don't accept that.
It's just
we've accepted having Ralph on this show. I don't know what
you may not be accepting the losing, but it is happening, and it's been happening for like a month.
No, we got the in-season title. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
We hung a banner this year. Did you?
Well, enjoy that.
Enjoy that one.
Ring.
Enjoy the one that doesn't matter. While your team is sliding into irrelevance.
We'll see. Don't make me break out my rings.
You're like the guy who puts the bumper sticker in the car saying, "My child is a D student."
I mean, break out the rings if you want to break out the rings. This season's a neutral.
No,
Fifth letter says, Ralph, we are still up 17-0. We know when it counts. Lake Show, baby.
Exactly. 17-0. Talk to me when you even become on the board somewhere.
It's a very, very tired argument.
Yeah, it's just like if the thing is you have to, because you can't argue anything about this season. Your team is hot flaming garbage, and there are no answers.
Let's say we go the next 17 seasons.
Dumpster fire of epic proportions, and you might fire your coach in the middle of the year again.
There's a good chance we win the NBA championship 17 years
He'll take
in a row,
his in-season tournament ring, and it'll mean nothing because he won't have a job.
17-0. That's all I'm going to say.
We're going to win it in the next 18 years in a row, just to spite you.
I don't think you're going to win it one time in the next 18
watch. You just watch.
Just saying.
Stockton Slap says, fire Darvin Ham. Hire Bill Belichick.
Oh, boy.
I think it's probably a good idea. Hamilton Porter says, word on the street is Washington offered DeBoer double what Bama offered him, and he still said, nah, I'm going. The L's just keep coming for them Huskies. Can I just be honest with you about that? So he took this Washington team to the finals, and now he gets hired away by Alabama. It just feels wrong, doesn't it? It's like, does that say something about Kalen DeBoer?
No, it's college football, man.
Come on, where's the loyalty? It's like, yeah, this
college
team,
football,
this coach. And then now he's just like, hey, this is a great season. Sorry we didn't win the whole thing, but boy, we sure got close. Give it a try. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye. Wait, what? You're just leaving? You're just leaving?
Man, this is college sports. It's that all the time. This is the reason why I never really got too mad about the transfer portal, because coaches have been doing this forever. Yeah. Oh, they're going to pay me more money. Oh, that's a better job. That's a more high-profile program.
How do you say his name, by the way?
Adios.
DeBoer, I believe. DeBoer. All right, so DeBoer is sitting there, and he's like, guys, I just want you to know, I'm going to be your coach for a good long time. Michael Penis Jr. is leaving. Well, okay, guys, I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Shoo, gone.
I
think that's what he realized.
Penix. I believe that's Penix.
That's what I said, Randy. It is what I said. But so once he realizes his quarterback is heading out the door.
No, I don't think it's that. I think it's literally Alabama is the job where if you do it correctly, you can be competing for a title every year.
Is this the man? Is this the guy who can do it?
Could be. Look what he did with the Washington program.
He's got as good as a pedigree as you can ask for on that, because he is obviously a great coach. I think he's a very smart guy. He's a sharp individual, but also he's a fantastic recruiter, which you have to be at Alabama, because if the 4 stars and the 5 stars don't keep rolling in, people are going to panic. And then if you start piling up losses, you're fired. And it doesn't matter how long you've been there.
So there's this kid from Bama who decided to jump in the transfer portal like yesterday. And so now that DeBoer is the coach, can he jump out of the transfer portal if he wants to, or is he now trapped in the transfer portal?
Yeah, he can jump back out. He can go back to Alabama if he'd like. I mean, DeBoer's going to have to convince him to do that, because a lot of these guys are recruited by a specific coach. And so they agreed to play for that coach. Nick Saban's gone into the transfer portal for me. So
I don't think the transfer portal is like that. I think it's like in the Dr. Pepper commercial where it's like a sort of like a black hole. It just opens up and starts sucking in things from all around it, and
like a Kardashian.
Oh my God, yes! And then all these talented players, they get sucked into this thing, and they can't get out. I see. I don't think you can once you go in the transfer portal. I think you're stuck.
I think you can get out of the transfer portal. You can be stuck in the transfer portal if you put your name in and then nobody wants you.
Boy,
but I don't think that's the case for this kid. I think that he's going to.
I like Keon. He doesn't believe in science, Jeffrey. I mean, it's pretty clear to me.
I know. He's an anti-portal person.
Well, he transfer portal. I mean, it's like this ungodly,
I've seen the commercial.
You see what I'm saying? Well, yeah, there you go. I mean,
but don't you see people come out of the transfer portal in the commercial?
Shoots them out the other side.
Yeah,
but they got a guy. But remember, like they had a wide receiver get sucked into the transfer portal.
Yeah,
and then a punter came out and everybody was sad. But then he had Dr. Pepper, so then everybody was happy again.
Right.
Like that.
Right.
Yeah, people come out of it. Is what I'm saying.
Like Dr. Pepper here?
Well,
I do.
You get kicked out.
Really?
You get kicked out of the portal once it starts whirling around. You see what I'm saying?
No, I hear you. I've seen the commercial.
The other portal.
Yeah. I think Jeffrey and I we're on the cutting edge of science here.
Yeah,
that's always true.
Just like Dr.
That's
Fauci.
what it is.
You got to figure it out. Good job.
It's always true. Hey, I've got some texts from yesterday that I didn't get to. Let me just rattle them off real fast. I always feel bad when I don't read people's texts. The Jet want to know if Randy was having a stroke. Yes. CK want to know why we were playing Mexican music. Well, we're just trying to reach everybody. Thundar the Santa Barbarian says, hey, if you drink enough Bacardi, the bowl is irrelevant to how much you enjoy your time in Cuba. That makes sense. Canadians, says Boogie, are allowed to win the Premier League or the NFL Pro Pick'em? Question mark. Of course not. Let's see. And that was those were the texts that were left over from yesterday.
I don't think this season. However, next season, will they be allowed to?
No, I think we were restricted to the United States.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to be sending.
All right. Very well. Very well.
Any money to Canada.
We're not going to pay them in loons and doons and tunes or whatever they get paid in.
No.
Lumens and Doomans.
No, loons and
loons.
Currency.
Oh, my God. All right.
Pickle D says, Keon got his wish. Congratulations, buddy. But we're going to get to that. We are going to get to that a little bit later. And by the way, we'll have our Harmon Solar NFL fan pick'em picks a little bit later on in the program. Listen, I got a bunch of texts sitting here on the text line. I got a bunch of stuff that I want to talk about before we talk about the NFL. So everybody, calm yourself. Just calm yourselves, and we'll be back, and we'll do that. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Take the guesswork out of your holiday gifts. OmahaSteaks.com for 50% off site-wide and save an additional $30 with promo code VSIN. OmahaSteaks.com.
NBA tonight, the Nuggets are taking on the New Orleans Pelicans in Denver. They're an 8.5-point home favorite, minus 340 on the money line. Pelicans plus 275, over under 229. Utah Jazz in Salt Lake City hosting the Toronto Raptors. Utah, 2-point home favorite, minus 134. Raptors plus 114, over under 242. San Antonio and Charlotte. Spurs a 2-point home favorite, minus 126. Hornets plus 108, over under 236.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles, with an auto warranty about to expire, or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost, month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-736-6158 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-736-6158. That's 800-736-6158. What do you have to lose? Call 800-736-6158. Again, 800-736-6158.
Collins over to Lance for three. Bullseye! Join the action at Desert Financial Arena and catch ASU's final home matchups with UCLA and USC as Pac-12 conference foes. First up, UCLA, Wednesday, January 17th at 7 p.m., followed by USC, Saturday, January 20th at 12 noon. Get your tickets today, 480-965-5812, or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Sun Devil men's basketball, onward to victory.
At Progressive, we love sports and saving you money, so we bundled them together.
2 seconds left on the clock, third field goal range, and it looks like he's going to go with a 5-iron. No, wait. The quarterback is skating back on the ice. He's talking with his caddy. They're pulling the goalie. He skates off the fairway as the kicker lines off his putt. It's a breakaway. They bundled their home and auto insurance with Progressive. Touchdown savings, birdie goal.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
ADOT's I-10 Broadway Curve Improvement Project is in the works. It's an 11-mile stretch of Interstate 10 between Loop 202 and I-17. When complete, your travel time through the area will be reduced. Access to Sky Harbor, retail centers, and colleges will be improved, and the region will be able to better support a growing economy and more. Keep up with the project and traffic updates at i10broadwaycurve.com and stay ahead of the curve. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Department of Transportation.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here, host of You Better You Bet, reminding you to check out the show. Now, why should you check out You Better You Bet? Because we bring you the most fun. We bring you the most insightful, the most entertaining show in the wagertainment world. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come alongside them. Plus, you'll get the best betting analysis anywhere from myself, Ken Barkley, and some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. So tune in weekdays, noon to 3 on Arizona Sports Betting Station, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Stay Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Boy, they're really hiring some coaches really fast. Yeah, they sure made their mind up about Kalen DeBoer pretty quick there. Or do you think that was something they already had in the works or had in mind, Keon?
No, I don't know that was in the works.
I don't think so either. What it is because of when Nick Saban retired, you're in the window where you're still recruiting. You know, the national signing day that we had in December is actually the early national signing day. We have another one coming up. So you need to have a guy out there recruiting, and you can't afford to have a lot of these recruits going, well, Alabama doesn't know what they're going to do for having a coach. Time to put my name in the transfer portal and leave. You need somebody there running the ship. So they had to move very quickly and make that happen.
I heard they were watching, but I also heard in Seattle radio this morning that they had been watching him. He was on a list of theirs because they knew Saban was going to be leaving soon. And he was on the top of their list for the last year and a half.
Yeah,
Somebody
the thing
they were very
is,
interested in.
it's something that they update frequently. So they've had a list because they knew Saban wasn't going to coach forever. Right. So as soon as Saban started getting sort of to the twilight years, they had a list. The list at one point had Dabo Swinney at the top, but obviously the struggles at Clemson, he moved down the list. Yeah. So yeah, they like DeBoer a lot, but this wasn't something that they, I think, made a move on until Saban retired.
So, this is a recruitment time, right? This is when everybody's, of course, if you need a coach, looking for a coach, but also players, right? There's a whole lot of recruiting going on, right, Keon? This is like the hot and heavy time.
Yeah, I think December, because of just being able to get your foot in the door with some of these recruits as early as possible, I think that's when it's the most intense, but you still need to be recruiting now because you could definitely, fall back, lose a top whatever class in your conference, whether that's top 5 or top 10 or whatever the case may be. And I don't think that anybody wants to be in that position, especially when you have some of these schools like ASU moving to another conference and you're trying to get as much of an edge as you can possibly get.
So if you have a child in the college age or getting ready to go on some tours and maybe visit some campuses, you might want to think about not letting them go to Georgia, because evidently when they recruit somebody from Georgia, they take you out and they don't get you liquored up. They get liquored up too. There's a lot of drinking and driving going on with the Georgia recruitment of football players.
Yeah, that's a major issue. The story was breaking on ESPN that they were having staffers say, hey, that you're getting this recruit. This is a big recruit. Make sure you're not drunk while driving this one, which of course implies that there are other times when they don't mind when you're driving drunk, which is, it seems impossible for a major college football program to be this dumb, but here we are.
So Georgia, you're not only driving fast and reckless and racing, but you're also, it's okay because you're drunk when it happens. So, I guess that's the way they see it there in Georgia.
Apparently. And I don't know what they're going to do to Kirby Smart, but he's not going to get away scot-free. It's just, this is again, one of those things where the NCAA, they don't act very quickly and they don't act very often, but when things make them look bad, they move.
So how usually the coach is very well insulated. Like Herm Edwards was kind of insulated. Even any coach gets insulated. Well, Kirby Smart's going to have a hard time because part of the story says association coaches and staff regularly drank alcohol at UGA football coach Kirby Smart's residence during recruiting events. So you can't say, well, I was not aware. You were getting them liquored up at your house, Kirby.
One of the quotes from the story reads, if you're driving, you can have fun at Coach Smart's. Yeah, that's it's going to be a little tough to get out of that one.
So, don't let your babies grow up to play for Georgia.
Yeah, I think that's a good bit of advice there. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen since Jeremy Pruitt got fired at Tennessee for handing bags of cash to recruits himself.
Yeah.
That I've never seen anything that stupid, and this is almost as bad.
Well, here's something that's really kind of stupid. I don't know if you saw this or not, but I guess Mississippi State, right? They upset Tennessee, and they were doing it there at home and crazy Coliseum. Everybody's going nuts. Tulu Smith had 23 points, and at the end, Powell hit the 3 with 14.3 seconds remaining. Everybody was like, yay! And you know how a lot of times when your team wins, what do? You storm the court, right? You go running out on the court. Well, that's all fine and good, except for premature accortulation, which is what happened.
Oh, boy.
This guy in a banana suit, he ran out there, but it was too soon. He did it on, like a 10th of a second remaining on the clock. So he was like, yeah, oops. And he's just like, oh, no. And they arrested him and put him in the back of the car.
Yeah, I saw that. Escorted him right off, and he was wearing his banana suit and the whole 9 yards. Yeah,
that is a mugshot for the ages.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got to make him wear the whole thing.
That's what I always say. You can't go to games with your face all painted up, wearing all that garb, and then you have to do the walk of shame if your team loses. You can't do that. You got to have something you can put away pretty easy, or a hat or, shirt. You can put your jacket up around, You don't want to walk in there with your face all different colors and eyelashes on and, the teeth and some sort of a samurai hat on, where you try to be a big fan. Because now if your team gets beat, especially if they get their asses beat, now you're doing a walk of shame.
Or if you get arrested, now you're in full costume.
Oh my God!
On your way to
when
the
they
police
took
station.
the mug shot, he's like, "Can I take the banana?" No,
you cannot.
You leave it on.
Don't touch your suit. Leave it right there.
No, you did the crime in it. We're going to take your picture in it.
Yeah.
Well, is this really necessary? No, it's not. It really isn't. But we're doing it anyway.
If you're the kind of person that likes to flip through those mugshot pictures in the local paper, that made your day. It had to.
Yeah.
It also means that he's going to be in a lineup for every banana suit crime that happens from here on. Any crimes that are committed by a guy in a banana suit, they are dragging him into the station.
Hey, Tommy Smith, come on down to the station. We got to line up again. Bring your banana suit.
I think it's amazing. 888-368-1580. Let's go to the text line. Dr. Roadmap says, the fear of any invasion of Baja Canada is greatly overrated. Is that what they call America? Baja Canada? Let's see. Moist One says, No more finals. More fine young cannibals. The hell is he talking about?
I'm not sure.
It's Friday show. So
okay. Fifth letter says Keon has a whole lot to say. Man, you're a Washington sports fan. Calm down, amigo. Calm down.
What about what? What?
No idea. Stockton Slap says Keon keeps saying blowout and gap. Someone's feeling spicy. And let's see. Hamilton Porter says Washington was a good team in a weak conference. And he's not talking about your Washington. He's talking about
Washington.
Yeah, college Washington. He knows the national title game is a preview of Big Ten season next year and decided, peace out. Smart move on his part.
In a weak conference.
So he went. So wait, no. So he went to Alabama.
First of all, that statement's insanity. A weak conference, one of the best conferences in football.
It definitely was the deepest conference in terms of quarterback play. So if you were talking about having a shootout every single week with somebody, like this was the conference. But also, there is no phrase like out of the frying pan and into the fire quite like, yeah, I don't want the pressure of coaching Washington in the Big Ten, so I'm going to go to the school where if I win just 9 games, they will fire my ass. Yeah, I'm sure that that's a great idea.
Hamilton Porter has achieved his objective. He has gotten you and Ralph gunged up. Scratch Me Because says, according to Jeffrey, DeBoer left Washington because he lost his penis. What? No, don't be a child. Michael Penix Jr. Okay.
Yeah, you did say that.
Michael Penix Jr.
I believe that's Penix.
I said Penix.
You did say Penix that time.
Michael Penix Jr.
That time.
Big George, shut up.
Wow.
Just going to start right off with that.
Wow. Big George. What kind of fire did Big George bring that you told him to shut up? Just wouldn't even read his stuff.
Can it?
He says, Jeffrey, I really think you're Canadian, and then blank. I'm not going to read that.
Oh, boy.
So the rumors are true.
No, they're not true. It's dumb.
You are pretty white.
Yeah, well, man, I transcend Canadian whiteness.
You'd be like a tan Canadian guy. You'd be like the Don Juan in Canada.
No, listen, I am deep sea fish white. You know what I'm saying? I'm translucent. I am... you got to go miles down to find my equal.
Is that why we can see right through you?
That's right. Man, I don't think I should be able to see this many veins in my arm. This can't be right. Oh, hey, this is going to start some fights. California's got a proposal to ban youth tackle football, and it's cleared its first legislative hurdle. California is just a mess. I wouldn't live there in a million years. I wouldn't definitely want to have a business there. Dear God, the nightmare that is California. And now they're just, doing more stupidity and saying, well, we're going to ban youth tackle football. So here's the thing about that. They're worried about concussion. How many kids under 12 are running fast enough to even get a concussion? I don't think anybody's getting concussions at that slow of a football level, right?
You'd be surprised. Some of those under 12 leagues have some serious talent in them, and those kids hit hard. They look jacked at 12, which is kind of scary. And I've seen a few concussions. Absolutely.
Yeah, I've seen some concussions too, just in high school football in Georgia. So
pansies.
It's
anyway
because your brain swole up.
Yeah,
you're unconscious.
Toughen up there, Buttercup. It's going to be a hard life for you otherwise.
The kid was not conscious. It's not that he was crying on the ground.
Wake him up so I can slap him around.
Yeah.
I don't think that they felt good giving a 15-year-old smelling salts. So,
well, here's the thing. Do we really need kids playing tackle before they're 12? Or is this a thing where they should be playing so they learn the fundamentals of the tackling earlier on in a safer way? What is safer? What is more dangerous? I kind of feel like at a slower pace, let them learn those basic functions of tackling safely, and also, how you need to conduct yourself on either side of the ball on the field. Or just, I guess it's flag football until they're 12. And
have you seen these youth leagues? Have you seen these youth coaches?
Oh yeah,
they're insane. They think they're coaching the NFL, and they're telling these kids to kill each other.
Like,
I would say play flag football to a certain age, but the problem is if you're a fat kid, flag sucks. It's boring.
Yeah.
Right. I remember being that fat kid and playing flag that first couple of years. It was terrible.
Remember.
Okay. I remember. Yeah. But it's gotten to a point where these coaches are out of control. I mean, absolutely out of
well,
control.
Maybe that needs to be fixed more than the concept of the game. Let's get some.
But that's what happens when you get the politicians involved, and then they don't understand what the root cause of the thing is. So they just legislate away the surface idea. So it's like, okay, cool. You can take away the youth football, but are you thinking that you're going to take away some of these insane coaches? No, they're still going to be crazy. And some of them are going to move to other sports. And you haven't really solved a whole lot.
Well, so what do you guys think is the best way to go? Flag football until they're 10, until they're 12, and then you start teaching them the fundamentals of how to tackle correctly and how you do those. What's the best way? The most reasonable way to do it, not the California way to do it, not the mamby-pamby way of doing it. What's the most common sense way?
I would say 10, and then I would start introducing them to tackle, but I would do it with a lot of limitations to make sure they're not killing each other. And more importantly, these coaches, they need to go through some kind of a real certification, not the BS ones that are out there, that you really make sure you have the right guys that are teaching these kids the right way.
Background check and psych checks.
I mean, just get them ready for high school. You don't need them killing each other. These dads, and it's in all youth sports, in baseball and football. Yeah. They think they're coaching these pro sport teams. It's all about them, and they walk around like, they're this big shot because they're coaching this little team of a bunch of youth kids and driving these kids through the ground. It's just stupidity. I saw it for years in baseball. I'm sure Randy has seen it, and it's just horrible in football.
And it happens in basketball too. You've got kids trying to shoot Steph Curry threes, but you're 8. So by the time you're 18, you don't even know how to shoot a basketball because the form that you shoot with when you're 8 is different than when you're strong enough to actually hold the ball above your head. So like that's just a giant issue that we have. Like a lot of these coaches, I agree with Ralph. I think they need to be, background checked and certified in some way.
Background check, psych check, the whole 9 yards. Because
there needs to be some oversight too by these leagues. They need to have some people on site.
You know what the problem there is oversight's a great idea, but then this becomes a thing where, okay, I just need the bodies out there. I just need people out there to help, or else this isn't going to happen. And they are very lax on how they deal with the coaches.
Well, I understand that, but when you get these guys, and we see it all the time. I mean, it doesn't go by where you see another parent getting involved and getting in a fist fight on a pee-wee football field or in a gymnasium with these 8-year-old basketball players, because these dads, like Ralph said, are just trying to live vicariously through their kids. And they think this is the NBA or the NFL or something. You need somebody out there, a trained authority that could say, hey, dude, back off. You're dangerous. And who has the authority to toss that guy, right out of here. You know what I mean? I don't know if it needs to be a law enforcement or what, but
who are you going to replace him with? Well, that's the thing. That's what the people who run the leagues, that's the first thing they're going to think is, well, geez, if I get rid of that guy, who am I replacing with? I mean, it was hard enough getting that guy.
Well, if that guy's endangering these kids,
you got to shut him down.
He's got to shut him down, and you've got to replace him with, somebody has got to step up then and do this the right way.
Listen, we need to take a break. We can pick this back up when we come back. We got texts on the text line. Ralph took a breath like he was actually going to talk. Lost Toby says, oh, look, Ralph's alive. Yeah.
Yes.
But after that beatdown the Suns gave the Lakers last night, just barely.
Could care less.
Just barely. So Daily Blender here at 1580 The Fanatic.
Hey guys, Chris Brockman here. Prize Picks, it's the most fun I've had, winning up to 25 times my money this football season. And now I can play during basketball season too. I can take combo projections across both sports. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less their projection, and place your entry. You could turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and an enormous selection of players and stat options are what makes Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. And Prize Picks is the only DFS platform with an injury insurance policy, keeping you in the game if one of your players goes down. Join the Prize Picks community of more than 7 million football fans who have already signed up. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Just visit prizepicks.com/primetime and use the code PRIMETIME. That's code PRIMETIME at prizepicks.com/primetime for a first deposit match of up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
All right, so there we were, cruising through the new open-air zoo when I realized that the park was closing in like 15 minutes. That's when the afternoon took an exciting turn. Luckily, we were in my Nissan Rogue. With its powerful DC turbo engine, well, we had more than enough time to see all the animals. Whoa! And outrun a few!
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Now get the 2023 Nissan Rogue with best-in-class fuel economy among gas engines. Availability is limited. Shop at your local Nissan store or at nissanusa.com. Auto Pacific segmentation, excluding hybrids and electric vehicles. 2023 EPA fuel economy estimates from 28 city 34 highway to 30 city 37 highway for 2023 Nissan Rogue. As shown, Nissan Rogue Platinum all-wheel drive, 28 city 34 highway. Actual mileage may vary.
My dad has a cold, but also has high blood pressure. That's why I got him Vicks NyQuil High Blood Pressure for fast, powerful nighttime relief. Unlike some ordinary cold medicines, it's specially formulated for people like my dad. NyQuil High Blood Pressure is sugar-free, alcohol-free, and decongestant-free.
Vicks NyQuil High Blood Pressure. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, cold, and flu for people with high blood pressure.
Like my dad.
Medicine. Use as directed.
It's not just a job. It's shaping the heart of our city. The City of Chandler's Public Works and Utilities Department is the driving force behind our city's success. We invest in you with continued training, benefits, and a supportive team environment where career advancement is in your future. Learn more at jointeamchandler.com. Be a part of something bigger. This message is sponsored by the City of Chandler.
Your home for sports.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Dave Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and Luis from Puerto Rico says, hola. Hola, Luis. He says, hey, when do you talk about boxing? Because I would love to hear your analysis of the big fight between Arthur Bitterbeeve and Callum Smith tomorrow. I tell you what, look, we're going to do that in a little bit. I actually do want to get Keon's take on that. And it is going to be, I think, a really great fight for your lightweight title. So, but right now we're talking about California and how they're like trying to ban football for anybody under 12. You know, no playing tackle football under 12. Now, Ralph thinks maybe you play some flag football up until 10 years old, and then you start teaching them how to do stuff, kind of ease them into it. But California, you know, as they are known for overreacting, would like to shut the whole damn thing down. So let's go to the text line, 888-368-1580. Last Optimist says, my brother's eldest two were getting recruited to local Alabama football when they were in first and second grade. He's like, you know, I think the point you're trying to make there is that, you know, playing tackle at a young age. And as Ralph was saying, you know, they look like grown-ass men out there sometimes. You know, they're playing so hard and they're just these big guys destroying all these little guys. Makes them look good, but it's dangerous. The Last Optimist also says, why not ban youth tackle football? They already tested it out with the Chargers.
Oh, my God.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
And he says, P.S., I did give myself a concussion in the 8th grade football. In the 8th grade, though, you're like, how old are you in 8th grade? You're going to be 13?
Well, I mean, flag football can be equally
14?
as dangerous. I broke a collarbone and gave myself a concussion. Well, I didn't give myself, but I also had a concussion in flag football in junior high school.
Yeah, I broke a collarbone once, but I don't remember the kid's name. Rough Rob says, damn right. As a kid, you get concussed in the youth football. I've seen it so many times. I was concussed. Sure enough, didn't make me a wussy. It just made me go harder. Okay. I don't think having a concussion makes anybody a wuss. Heavy Metal Maniac says, oh, is little Ralph upset these Lakers losing? Well, guess what? We get to talk a lot of garbage because you always talk garbage whenever the Lakers beat us. And then you got to tell us how many titles you have.
Look, the sun shines on a dog's butt at least once a day, so enjoy it.
Yeah, your wife does say, please, Ralph, go out and get some sun. Steve Skull says, I coached 1 year of YMCA football for age 12. We taught the kids to hit, but we wanted them to have fun and not care about winning or losing, just learning and wanting to play football more. Some coaches, all they're about is winning, or parents think their kids should play the whole game the entire season. And they end up having arguments about it. I quit coaching because the mentality was all wrong.
Well, see, the thing, too, is parents feel like their kids are the best and they should be in the game 100%. I faced that when I was coaching, softball and Little League Baseball. And, you got these parents and sometimes you just got to go, look, back off. You want to coach? You can come out here and then you can start junior all you want to. But right now I'm the coach, so you need to go have a seat. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I can see that. I can see you doing that.
Oh, no, Randy.
I really could. I can see.
Wouldn't hesitate.
I'm pretty sure that's a quote. That's not even, that's word for word exactly what he told him.
I ran a travel organization here in Arizona for 11 years, and I can tell you the horror stories. But the one thing I'll tell you is that every parent thought their kid was going to be in the majors.
Oh, yeah.
Every single parent. And I'm here to tell you today, looking back at 11 years and up to 7-8 teams at a time sometimes, at all different levels, I know of 1 or 2 kids right now in the minors. A bunch of them played college, a bunch of them played high school, and that's it. And a lot of them dropped out because they could not handle how their parents treated them, especially the father, how they would berate them after a game and tell them how horrible they were and go work hard. It was, I can write a book about this stuff. It's ridiculous.
The absolute worst thing you can do to your kid.
Travel sports have destroyed youth sports.
I feel like what Ralph means is he could have a book about that read to him. I think that's what he meant to say.
Well, there's audio books now.
Random texter says, hey, rather than shut football down because California is doing it, let's just cut California off the side of the United States and let that float out into the ocean all by itself. Problem solved. I agree, except for that's not how geology works.
I have a sawzall. Do you think that would work? I mean, if you got a bunch of sawzalls,
all you can do
right down there
is pray for that earthquake. Every time I hear about an earthquake, I hope, is this the one? Is this the one? Hey, guys, going to beach at Havasu. Let's do this, But no, it's not going to happen, random texters. The best thing we can do is ignore them. I think that's what we can do. We can ignore California. Don't do what they do. They're ruining that state.
Don't do what they do. Don't win championships. It's terrible.
Hey, we got another new texter from another country. Well, Hawaii. Is Hawaii another country? It's one of our states, but it feels like it's another country.
Yeah.
He says, aloha, guys. Greetings from Hawaii. I'm a Pop Warner coach. I love your show. Just wish you talked more Hawaiian football.
Do they use footballs? Do they use pineapples?
I'd like to know that.
Easy
miles.
now. Easy.
That's very specific.
Many miles off course from the people who would be talking about that.
But I'll tell you what, there, Mr. Hawaii, I don't know who you are. If you just say every now and then, hey, talk some Hawaiian football, we'll try to get that done just for you. I don't mind doing that.
Yeah. As soon as the UH has a team worth talking about, we can do that.
See, now we just got a brand new listener here, and you're just going to crap all over them?
Well, I mean, just reality is, why don't you talk about Hawaii football? Because there's nothing to talk about.
There's some great Hawaiian players. There's some great.
There are some really good Hawaiian players, like Mariota? What happened to him?
Why would you just pick that guy?
He's in Philadelphia.
I used to love watching.
I
used to love watching the Rainbow Warriors play. I used to do it every night. Watch the Rainbow Warriors. They come on at like 10 o'clock at night. The Rainbow Warriors against like Fresno State or something. I just couldn't handle them running the wishbone because it gets boring to watch.
I loved it when they whooped up on Arizona at that time. I think that's why they fired that other guy. Booger Wolf says, it's pretty cool. My Niners are in the playoffs again. And just to get a smile on my face, just thinking about how proud you guys and even the Fourth Dimension must be of them. Even Seahawks fans are so proud of the Niners right now.
Is
what
he
are you
okay?
talking about?
Is he on some sort of hallucinogenic?
Do you need a drug test?
Is he doing crack again?
You know what sucks though? He can brag because Ralph is your team in the playoffs. Keon is your team in the playoffs.
Nah, but we took that assistant
Randy
GM though.
Is your team in the playoffs?
Just reached into your front office and snatched your assistant GM though.
None of our teams are in the playoffs.
But
Keon is riding high because the Commandos stole a guy from the 49ers to be their GM. He's all proud, like a cat that ate the canary.
But are we proud of the 49ers? I say nay.
Nobody.
No. You can be happy your team is in the playoffs. Yeah, I hope they fall to pieces.
Enjoy it while it lasts. Probably one and done.
I'm confused, Stocking Slap. He says Tua is not Hawaiian. He's from Hawaii.
Well, I'm pretty sure
Does
he
that
is.
not make you Hawaiian?
Yeah.
It's not a race. It's not a race.
Sure he is Hawaiian.
I'm not Guyanese. I'm just from Guyana. Like
we're not talking Polynesian here. We're just talking Hawaiian.
Yeah. He's Pacific Islander for sure, but okay. Niner Annapolis says, and that's why we get a bad rap. They are the best though. So 49er Niner Annapolis not enjoying the way Booger Wolf is talking, but agreeing. Baker's Cocky Hen says, I can't wait to hear this Niner guy after they lose before the Super Bowl. Overrated. I don't know about that.
You won't hear about it because they go into hiding. So
49ers?
I mean, if they lose, they go. Remember those 3
Yeah, remember when they were struggling a little bit? We didn't hear not one peep from a Niner fan. It was like their team didn't exist anymore. Yeah.
Okay, so now I think people are making stuff up on the text line. We have another new texter. Says, new texter, Henry from Jamaica. Had been listening for a few months. I've been listening to the radio for a long time. Honestly, this is the best sports radio show or TV. Keep it up, fellas. So you watch us on the YouTube, or are you just picturing us on a TV show? Because we can't understand why they haven't shown up and given us our TV show yet.
I mean, look, if it means living in Jamaica, palm trees and all that sort of thing, absolutely.
Can I just say Henry is a pretty cool name? Henry, but with a K. As long as that's not a typo. That's a pretty cool name.
What's going on with all this international stuff all of a sudden?
I have no idea.
Did you get a new tower? I mean, I don't understand. People learn how to use the internet. What?
Somebody turned up the power?
Yeah, we
thrower
so the power just a little bit, and
we're hitting Newfoundland and Nova Scotia.
Right, this is weird.
Huh. All right. Well, I don't know, but Kenry, welcome to the show. Are you in Jamaica or are you from Jamaica? I always want to know more information about these new texters. Yeah, and sometimes I regret it, but
gotta say Mon.
Pierre is on the text line. He says, hello, gentlemen. I don't know who this Ralph is, but how dare he make fun of our currency in the Canada? We use the dollars just like you.
Is he French or Canadian or French Canadian?
He's French Canadian. Yeah. We just put dead queens and gay kings on our dollars.
Yeah. I spent 2 years in Canada working up there, and I don't have much good.
We like
Ralph did not enjoy it.
It's just it's a special place.
Fighting Wampa. What are you sending me here? What is this? Okay. He just sent me. Oh my God. There is a book. They call it a multi-generational Canadian epic book by Peter Behrens, and the title is The O'Briens. I'm not Canadian. I keep telling you people that. I'm not Canadian. Chicken Stiffy says you'll get those from hitting the ground more than tackle contact. He's talking about CTE, concussions and stuff. Seems to be that way. You think that, again, now that you've seen that happening in the NFL, where these guys are doing that, neck rolls for everybody. Why not?
Go back to that. I agree.
I don't see why not. And then we've got materials that are light enough to where it won't be like horribly uncomfortable.
Carbon fiber.
Yeah. What? No. Pool noodles.
Get the carbon
Just
fiber
pool
neck
noodles.
roll, and then when you're running, you go 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, your neck snaps off when you
see what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Carbon fiber.
Just going to agree with them. Hamilton Porter says, will Sean Payton coach youth football for a year? Maybe that explains the headhunting they have now in youth football.
Oh, boy.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
I thought that was Kevin James that did that.
Well, it was the team. It's Payton's team. It was his defensive coordinator.
Moist one says, no one ever beat me at Smear the Q. They could never get the ball from me under the dog pile. Huh?
So
where did you
that
put
is,
it?
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Against the Spread says California is an ass backwards nanny state. They want to ban youth tackle football, but allow people to crap in the street and shoot up heroin in public.
It's true.
It's just the politics.
Very true.
I just picture her against the spread, sitting there with a beer in one hand and a cigarette in the other, and just sitting there like, back to California. Wilbur says, hey, damn it, go easy on Ralph. His team has the in-season title, and he's proud of it. That's right. Oily Stool says, did you see that veteran wide receiver, Kieran Moore, signed a one-year contract extension with the Edmonton Elks? No, we didn't.
Edmonton Elks?
We don't.
Are you kidding?
We don't follow the Canadian sports. I'm sorry, Oily Stool. Just sorry. Sorry. Oh, my God, I'm becoming Canadian.
What do you mean becoming?
Hawaiian listener says, we had Todd Graham as the head coach of Hawaii football up until last season. Then he got driven out of town.
Yep.
Has he ever heard of Tua Tagovailoa, Manateo, Max Unger? Hawaiian. Okay.
Attention business owners, do you need zero money down financing on new or used equipment? Meet Dylan Cohen at JR Capital, your gateway to equipment financing that breaks the mold. JR Capital offers zero money down financing options on both new and used equipment, vehicles, heavy machinery, and more. It's a game changer, giving you the power to enhance your operations without slowing you down or denting your cash flow. Need a boost in working capital or a flexible line of credit? Dylan can help your business get the cash flow it needs fast. The process is a breeze too, with a simple application and same-day approvals. No more waiting, no more hassle. Just a straightforward path to securing the funds you need faster and easier than asking your banker. Call Dylan Cohen at JR Capital today at 602-834-7353 or click on Finance with Dylan at moneyradio.com. Call Dylan Cohen 602-834-7353 and get the money you need for your business today.
All right, so there we were, cruising through the new open-air zoo when I realized that the park was closing in like 15 minutes. That's when the afternoon took an exciting turn. Luckily, we were in my Nissan Rogue. With its powerful DC turbo engine, well, we had more than enough time to see all the animals. Whoa! And outrun a few!
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Now get the 2023 Nissan Rogue with best-in-class fuel economy among gas engines. Availability is limited. Shop at your local Nissan store or at nissanusa.com. Auto Pacific segmentation, excluding hybrids and electric vehicles. 2023 EPA fuel economy estimates from 28 city, 34 highway to 30 city, 37 highway for 2023 Nissan Rogue. As shown, Nissan Rogue Platinum all-wheel drive, 28 city, 34 highway. Actual mileage may vary.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles, with an auto warranty about to expire, or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost, month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-736-6158 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-736-6158. That's 800-736-6158. What do you have to lose? Call 800-736-6158. Again, 800-736-6158.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K256 Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your real pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room. Ralph from Harmon Solar is with us, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale, and it's becoming an international show. I have no idea why this is happening, but it seems to be happening. But all right, that's cool. I like it. Listen, we've got to get caught up here. We got a lot of texts sitting here on the text line about California trying to ban tackle football, but we got a lot of other stuff that we got to get to today as well. We're going to do our Harmon Solar NFL fan pick'em picks, playoff style. It's super duper wild card weekend. We've got all the games here on 1580 The Fanatic, or adjacent. I'll explain. Tomorrow at 2 p.m., we got the Browns and Texans here. And then over on Money Radio 1510 and 105.3 FM at 6 p.m., we got Dolphins and Chiefs. We're doing that to make way for GCU. They got a basketball game against Tarleton State at 5:45 p.m. On Sunday, all day, every game. We got Steelers and Bills in the morning. We got Packers and Cowboys in the afternoon. We got Rams and Lions at night. And then on Monday night, we got Eagles and Buccaneers. So there you go. All of your playoff action can be here on 1580 The Fanatic, or, the other place. Anyway, so let me just go as quick as I can here and get us through what's on the text line. I feel bad I yelled at Oily Stool. Oily Stool, I'm sorry. He's like, Surrey, I was excited about the Elks signing Kieran Moore from Alabama. The CFL season starts in June when the weather's warm. So yeah, he's very excited about this. I guess he says that Kieran Moore led the CFL with 490 yards after catch and was Edmonton's reception leader with 69 catches. Those numbers seem low.
Well, they don't play a lot of games.
Yeah, I don't know about how many games they play. So
my question to him is, I thought it was the Edmonton Eskimos. When did it become the Elks?
They decided that was racist, so they changed it to the Elks.
They didn't. This isn't another. This better not be another Washington thing.
It is. It is.
Come on.
But if the Eskimos were unhappy about it, then fair enough.
I'm not buying this.
He says the 27-year-old has 743 receiving yards, 4 touchdowns last season to finish second on the Elks in both categories, while completing his first pass attempt of his career, a 19-yard touchdown in the Labor with a U Day Classic. Labor Day. All right, there you go, Oily Stool. Now, keep in mind, this is an American sports show. Nobody cares about the CFL. I'm sorry.
Damn.
I just want to make you understand. Here's how it works. There's the NFL, and that's pretty much it. Yeah. We don't care about the XFL, UFL, whatever FL. We don't care about the Canadian FL. We just don't. Can I just tell you how sad the CFL is? They'll have their most valuable player. No, I'm serious. They'll have their most valuable player, but they also have most valuable Canadian. You know why? Because the only valuable players they have are Americans. So they have to, they say, okay, well, that's the most valuable player. This guy from, like, say, Iowa. And then there's the most valuable Canadian, which is...
There goes the Canadian audience.
That guy. Remember when we picked up a bunch of listeners? Bye.
Over the valley.
I'm not insulting the Canadians. I
understand that, but that's their league, and you're like, yes,
you
know how
good.
sad there's their league. Okay,
it's one thing.
It's one thing to say their league is not as good. It's another thing to say that it's bad. Man,
so I didn't say it was. I said it was sad.
Because that's so much better. That's right.
Award's the best of the Canadian only.
Right.
They're not as good as any American.
Yeah.
The token Canadian should know better than saying that.
So
I didn't say your jumper was bad. I said it was sad.
Yeah.
Well, that changes everything.
I think it does. Oily still knows. He knows the CFL ain't any good.
He can't hear you anymore. He's gone.
Yeah. He signed out
again. There's a world of difference between not as good and not any good. That just saying.
They know.
Okay.
Listen,
they know.
All right.
Last Optimist says Hawaiians are a racial group. They're attempting to get most of Hawaii set as a tribal reservation. All right, so hey, listen. Originally, that's their state. Power to them, man. I don't care.
Racial group, though.
I don't think that's what you call them, though.
No, I wouldn't.
They're an indigenous species. People.
First Canadians, now Hawaiians. What's next?
There goes the Hawaii listener.
So, is there going to be a Daily Blender on Monday? Are we all coming into work, or is it just none of us?
I was watching Discovery Channel. That's the word. Why the word species came out. It was supposed to be people. Sorry. Stockton Slap says, "I'm right, you're wrong," and he sends me a TikTok link, which I'm not even going to touch.
What show have you been listening to, man?
And if you're using TikTok to prove yourself right, that's also sad.
Yeah.
Random texture says Ralph spent 2 years in Canada working up there.
I did.
Why?
I worked for General Electric, and I had to get I had to go to the Canadian Labor Group to get approval to spend 2 years up there because I was the only qualified person. I had to state that there was no qualified Canadian people that did what I did. So I had to come up there for General Electric and do that job. So I spent about 2 years up there. And actually, I loved it. It was fun.
This is the same thing happening, but with the CFL. Kenry says, yeah, man, from Kingston, Jamaica. Same neighborhood as Bob Marley. Been living in Phoenix for 30 years. Best sports show, period. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. And I did get it right. Kenry, I'm saying it right. That's cool, man. Lost Toby says, here's the receipts. Uh-oh.
Receipts for what?
I don't know. He says, I was around when we were struggling. Suck it, Keon. The 49ers. So Monday, October 30th. This is the Niners' best start through 8 in the last 5 years. Yeah, but that wasn't during the bad time. We agreed with you.
I don't understand.
Thank you for proving our point.
I also don't care. You're not getting your assistant GM back. This isn't going to make him come back. Adam Peters, he works for Washington now.
You hired a Peter. Good job.
Yeah.
Well, Toby also took a shot off of our YouTube video and edited it to make me look South Park Canadian. Got my head doing that. I might post that.
Boy.
Niner Annapolis says Ralph is just bitter because his Legion of Boom era is over. They had a good run, and I appreciate the history they made as a true football fan, but clearly it's our time now. Again, your time is over, Ralph. Forever.
You can't say it's your time until you actually hoist a trophy, and you haven't done it. So don't get ahead of yourself.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, I heard they're concerned about football in California because it might cause cancer. Yeah, that's true. They have labels on everything to say that. I feel like you're right. He says, I actually saw a Niners rally at a park in Mesa last year. Tons of vehicles with flags. It was almost like a Trump rally. And that was before Purdy lost his ability to throw. Oh, you mean last year before he got hurt? Right. Okay. I got you. Yeah. For a minute there, I was like, he's all right this year. Hamilton Porter. I don't know what he's doing. Pictures again. Stop sending me pictures. Why did the Edmonton Eskimos change their name to Elks? And he says the uproar, let's see, he considered the name to be respectful, ode to Inuit strength and resilience. That's the CEO of Edmonton's football team. But he was troubled by the fact that people were offended, and he wanted to start talking about change. Well, yeah, the people who were offended were the actual Eskimos. So
we don't even watch football, so okay.
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
Bruno Baller. 21, right?
What's that?
Did this happen in 2021?
Oh, I've already gone on to another page, so I don't know. Bruno Baller says, I would think that Radio Ron is thrilled that the listening audience is expanding internationally. Well, no, it does us no good at all, actually, ratings-wise, because they're out of market, so we're just enjoying it.
I think some of them live here now, though.
Well, the ones that live here, yeah. Thank you. Heavy Metal Maniac says, them Canadians will be just fine. Talk more hockey. Oily Stool says, sorry there, Ralph, but yes, there was an uproar that the Edmonton Eskimos name was racist, and that's why they changed it to be more politically correct to the Elks, just like the Washington team. Meanwhile, they still sell Eskimo pies at the local Real Canadian Superstore. Yeah, we got plenty of that down here.
That's funny.
Chief Skull says, Ralph, don't you disparage the Native Americans. And Jeffrey, you may have a lot of international listeners on sovereign land within the United States, you know. Oh, yeah, I'm figuring that out. Stockton Slap says, watch the damn TikTok. Explains Tua, and he's not Hawaiian. I don't want to.
Doesn't matter,
I just don't TikTok. Pickle D says, the Jamaican texter's nickname should be slapping the bass. No. Niner Annapolis says
no bass.
It's a Paul Rudd thing.
Yeah, it's just, no actual Jamaican would get it.
It'd be cool running.
Or care.
Niner Annapolis says, come on, man. All fan bases have equal amount of douchiness. I feel it is so bad that we're proud of all those Lombardi trophies, and it's bad we're super cocky because of our football team. Essentially an all-star team that you could be built on Madden. I mean, at least get some love for the hometown kid who's doing his best. You know, Tom Brady impersonation out there. Oh, Mr. Irrelevant. Come on, guys.
Look, you can be proud of your team, but let's be honest. We do not all have the same amount of douchiness in every fan base. It does not exist in every fan base to that degree. I'll give you an example. Bills fans are the nicest people you'll ever meet. It's not equal. It's not equal. And since I've moved here, the people who have been the biggest a-holes to me have been Niner fans. So it's not equal. Like, I go to the sports bars and watch games. It's always the Niner fans out here. It's not equal.
Why would a sport fan come on the show and talk about trophies in the past? That makes no sense.
Yeah, it's something that never happens. What guy lacking in self-awareness would do something like that?
I don't understand that at all. What have you done for me lately, dude? Come on.
Yeah. Donnie says, I can't wait for the Lions and the Dolphins to be one and done after this weekend. Why are you hating so hard on the Dolphins, Donnie? I don't understand.
Well, because he's got an ongoing beef with Fish Tank.
What beef? You have no team in this.
They argue on Twitter all the time.
So dumb.
Donnie's just decided to troll him, and Fish Tank's going back at him, and that's a lot of entertainment on Sundays, actually, for me. That's
Toby says, yeah, that was after a few losses. Have fun with that GM, Keon. He was the one whose idea it was to draft Trey Lance, by the way. Enjoy.
Yeah, I know. Wow. I'm okay with the process of the decision.
Stockton Slap says, does it matter? Geez, when did Keon become a bigoted racist? Wait, what?
Whoa.
What are you talking about?
I don't understand.
Strong words, become. We've known Keon is a bigoted racist for like years. There's no surprise.
Because I didn't care about the TikTok about Tua.
That's why he's on a show with three white guys. That makes sense.
Right. I just don't know if you've seen the demographics of radio in general. Any city would be me in this.
Not Baltimore.
Random Texter says, by the way, the Miami Dolphins are 1-17 in the last 18 games when it was under 40 degrees outside. Oh, yeah. It's going to be really damn cold.
I care about this team, though. How does this team perform in the cold? Which is just okay, actually.
Everything is going to shrivel and just go up inside their bodies. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be bad for them, I think. Hefty Lefty says beef patty. Good work for the Jamaican texter. Those are culinary delights. I don't even know idea what's being said right now.
No, a beef patty is like a pastry, but it's got like beef in it, and it's delicious. It's fantastic.
I will try it. Bruno Baller says, did you guys already make your picks? Well, that's going to be in the next hour, guys. Baker's Cocky Hen says, who wins the NFL in-season tournament? The Lakers. It'll be the Lakers. They're the only ones who care about it.
So I think the Seahawks won that, actually.
The Lakers?
Yeah. Random Texter says, by the way, Miami Dolphins. Oh, I regret that. How'd that get up there? All right. So can we move on now? Now we're caught up. Can we move on, please?
Please.
Right. So what is going on with Michael Irvin? You remember he was in some sort of a situation with some gal at a hotel here when the Super Bowl was here. And then the NFL sort of pulled him off the air. Nobody knew what was happening. We thought, well, okay, he's in trouble. And then they didn't prove anything. And then at the last second, poof, he just reappeared on the NFL network as if nothing happened and nobody said anything. Only thing we knew was whatever charges, whatever situation turned out to be all a bunch of boo-boo. And it's over. And so now in Allen, Texas, police department is investigating a new allegation against Michael Irvin. They're not saying exactly what it is. And of course, his lawyer says he didn't do anything wrong or inappropriate. He says this is just another dumb thing. How many times has this happened before you start to go, you know what I'm saying? Or are people now just targeting him to try to entrap him into things? I just don't know.
If it didn't work the first time, it doesn't make sense for people to target him afterwards.
People are dumb, and this is Texas.
Yeah, I was going to say that. People are dumb.
Especially in Texas. Lots of dumb people in Texas.
Oh, my gosh.
The only smart people in Texas moved there to work on the space program. None of them are from Texas.
Look, all I'm saying is if this is the second time that this has happened, I don't know that you could say it's a targeting because you're going to need to, I don't know, prove it. We don't even know what's going on here. It's a very vague description of of anything. It's just they're investigating misconduct, and that's all we know. We have no idea what that means.
For our international friends, please understand the whole purpose of Texas is to make Ohio and Florida look smart. That's the only reason they exist.
Oh boy.
And even then, Florida is giving them a run for their money.
Come on, have you been to Texas?
Oh yes, I've driven through it. Dumber than dirt and proud of it. Everybody there. Oh my God. You know what? You know how I know that? I would say that while on stage doing stand-up, and they loved it. I thought, well, I should be beat up in the parking lot. Nope. They all were like, he's got a point. And that was it.
People there are too nice to beat you up.
Yeah, okay. Also shows how dumb they are. Anyway.
Jeffrey's like, if they had any sense, they would have tried.
I'm just trying to see if there's any Texans listening. They should have fun.
There were, there not anymore.
Oh, well.
We've lost, what, 2 countries and a state now. Pretty good.
And a lawyer, apparently.
Killing it. Last Optimist says, the Elks naming controversy sounds like Land O'Lakes controversy, where they removed the native and kept the land. Please, he says, please educate me. Is Eskimo used as a slur anywhere? Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know if it is, but again, I'm not from up there, and I'm not an Eskimo. I'm not an Inuit person, so I don't know. I don't know that. I could comment more, I think, if I actually knew and lived there.
Isn't that what they're called?
Yeah, I mean, well, the Indians were the Indians, but then they messed around with logos and stuff, and instead of making the Indians be a grand. That's why I keep saying, and I'm even probably wrong. The Chiefs, it's a proud thing. Wow, that's cool to be a chief. Let's, that's not derogatory. Indian, proud people. I think it represents a lot of great things. But once you sort of use the racist-looking logo, it kind of gets the bad taste in people's mouth, and it's time to move on. Chief Wahoo, ring a bell?
The Eskimos had 2 E's on their helmet, if I remember right. Edmonton Eskimos. There was nothing, I don't remember a logo or anything.
No, I don't know. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about here, our point of reference there. I'm not sure. Baker's Cocky Hen says, you need 20 plus women to come forward in Texas for them to even care. Oh.
And even then, is Deshaun Watson in trouble?
Yeah.
I don't recall that happening. And
there were like more than that, and he still got out of it.
27 that we know of.
Stockton Slap says, dang, Michael Irvin retired years ago. And again, he's still catching cases. Historian says, the only place you're going to find dolphins this weekend is in the frozen food section in Kansas City, Missouri.
Wow.
Moist One says, Eskimo kisses. Oily Stool says, sounds like Texas is a lot like the American version of Prince Edward Island. Lots of weird people come from there. We're learning a lot, I think. We just learned something.
This week has been a crash course in Canadian history and geography, and it's probably more than I wanted to know, honestly, about the specifics of Canada.
By the way, let me give you a little manly information here. Little something you should know. This came up because, I did clean out a glove box in a car that got totaled. It wasn't mine. None of your business. But I looked in there and I was like, well, this glove box is missing something. And what are you talking about? I was like, oh, you've got to have the following items in your glove box. And gloves, that's optional. I happen to have some tactical work kind of gloves in my glove box in case I got to deal with something, as a man does. Yeah, but here's the things, bare minimum you should have in your glove box. Okay.
Take notes now.
Yeah.
There you go.
Flashlight.
Yep.
I know you're saying, well, wait, there's a flashlight on my phone. That is not always the best brightness of light. And also, your phone probably need to be in your pocket if you're dealing in wintry weather and out there working around. You don't want to lose the phone. Better to lose the flashlight than the phone.
Yep.
And who knows? It may be something, you get in an accident, your phone breaks. I don't know. You need a flashlight. Of course, your vehicle's manual in case you got to check fluid. Okay, what do I put in here? Oh, what is this? In case there's something that goes wrong. Proof of insurance and registration. You already knew that.
Yeah.
Tire pressure gauge. You always got to have one of those in your glove box. You can't trust the free pump at QT to tell you what your pressure is. It's always about 100 million% wrong. Always use the tire pressure gauge to check and make sure your tire pressure is correct.
100 million%.
Yeah, it's a fact. That's math.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Here's something you need to have, a pen and a pad of paper in there. I know you're thinking, well, that's kind of old school. I got my phone. But what if your phone breaks and you need to write something down, or you need to give somebody some information? You don't want to do it with your phone. Just give them the piece of paper, or vice versa. It's always good to have a little pen and like a little pad of paper in there. A multi-tool. You know what I'm talking about. More than a Swiss Army knife with the pliers, the screwdriver, small knife. Well, that could save your life. It could save your life at a multi-tool in there. And also spare fuses. Spare fuses for your electrical system, because if you're driving down the road, you blow a fuse, who knows how long it'll take you to get where you're going to be, to where you can try to get a fuse. Best to have one of each, maybe two of each kind of fuse, just in a little box or a bag, have it ready to go. So there you go. That's the stuff you should have in your glove box.
How big is your glove box?
Yours
sounds pretty big.
I'm just saying. You could fit all of these into any glove box.
Just use your trunk.
Quit putting dumb stuff in there.
Dumb stuff.
You should have
like
all
your
of this
bong.
in there. Right? Yeah. Well, like those old expired condoms you always had in yours.
Expired. The bong doesn't go in the glove box. That goes in the center console.
Yeah,
center console.
Stands straight up like this.
Right?
You're right, Hefty Lefty. And maybe gloves. Sure.
Well, if you're going to have expired condoms, then yeah, you should have gloves.
Robert from Surprise says a Glock can be useful to carry in the glove box.
Ski mask.
We're not trying to give you a robbing the bank kit.
Little piece of a chain.
Oh my God. Tape. So what's that, Rough Rob? Are you making that up? He says, I just saw a parachuter fall out of the sky. His or her parachute did not deploy all the way. Just happened in Buckeye. Oh my God, that's horrible. Waiting for the punchline on that one. Hope they weren't a listener.
You missed one thing.
What's that?
The little thing that breaks your windshield and cuts your seatbelt.
That should be part of your multi-tool. You should have that in your
its own tool, though.
Yeah, I know you're talking the little pointy thing, right?
Yeah. In case you could fall into water, because there's a lot of lakes around here.
What do you call that? If it's not part of the multi-tool, what do you call that window breaky thingy?
The glass breaker.
Is that it?
That's what it's called. That's a glass breaker.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess.
Oh yeah, Ralph is like, don't forget to have the glass. He doesn't even know what it's called.
I don't know what it's called. I just saw it.
The glass breaker and the strap cutter. Yeah, got to have that.
Yeah.
Sometimes people have fallen out of airplanes without their chute opening, and they have lived. So,
a lot of sand out there in Buckeye.
Yeah, soft sand.
We're pulling for you.
Whoever you are.
I hope they were a listener. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey, Ralph, got another solar question for you.
Okay, but did you check out the Harmon Solar Podcast first?
The what?
The Harmon Solar Podcast. We put new episodes up twice a month that teach you all the things you ever wanted to learn about solar. We discuss things like how solar works, the roofing, sales process, demand management, everything solar.
Show like this needs some real smart thinkers, huh?
Well, yeah.
So you got some really great guests then, huh?
Almost every show.
Is it on Spotify?
Yep.
iTunes?
Yep. Just search it everywhere. It's the Harmon Solar Podcast. Go check it out at harmonsolar.com.
Did you know Bash's is the exclusive discount ticket sponsor of the 36th Annual Arizona Renaissance Festival? Stop by customer service today to pick up your tickets. Don't miss the action and adventure at this year's festival every weekend from February 3rd through March 31st. including President's Day, Monday, February 19th. To check out this year's festivities, visit arizona.renfestinfo.com. Huzzah!
It's almost time for Arizona voters to pick their candidate for president. If you want to vote in the presidential preference election on March 19th, the law requires you to be a registered member with one of the recognized political parties participating in this election. That means independents can only vote if they change their voter registration status, and that deadline is February 20th. Get all the election dates and details at arizona.vote. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Secretary of State's office.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Ken Barkley here, reminding you to check out You Better You Bet. Why, you ask? Well, because we bring the fun, the insight, and all the wagertainment you need. Plus, hopefully, we win a couple bets along the way, from up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come with them, obviously. Plus, betting analysis from some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. Join myself and Nick Costos and tune into You Better You Bet, weekdays from noon to 3 on Arizona's sports betting station 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Fighting Wampa has another thing you should have in your glove box. Says, always carry a 10 millimeter wrench in your glove box, period. Most common screw in a car, especially your battery terminals. With my sons, something I've always done is on their 18th birthday, they get a full set of sockets and ratchets, a whole tool set. And then right in front of them, I reach in, I take out the 10 millimeter socket and I put it in my pocket and I say, now you get to learn what life is really about.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Because you're always looking for that 10 millimeter. Yeah, it's trust me. If you know, you know. 888-368-1580. So did anybody see? Because Rough Rob says he's not making it up. Are you sure it was a person that came? Because Robert from Surprise says, well, maybe another door blew off an airplane or something. I really hope that's what it is. That's we were all having a good time, and now we're all feeling sad for whoever came out of that plane there. Pierre is back. Let's see what Pierre has to say. He says, maybe you could explain to me what this Renaissance Festival is? What does this huzzah mean? We do not have this word in the French. It's an English thing, I think. It's like hooray. I don't know what is the version of hooray for the French? Do you have a word for that? I just did English to French, and then I put in hooray, and it said hurrah. Hurrah. So it's close. It's close, Pierre.
Thought it was ooh la la.
Huzzah!
Ooh la la. No, ooh la la is more like more like this.
Ooh la
That's
la.
what the ooh la la is. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You kind of feeling the ooh la la, aren't you? Just
feel
hearing the
something.
music.
Yeah, I feel definitely
See, told you.
I've got tingling happening in places that I'm not really shouldn't right now.
Ooh.
Pinocchio, whatever you just sent, it just is all a bunch of symbols and weirdnesses. Kind of like when Jet texts in sometimes, just so you know. Bruno Baller says, I think bonjour is the response for everything in France. Fighting Wampa says, I think the French translation for huzzah is retreat. Lost Toby says, hooray in French is retreat.
Oh boy.
Moist One says tabernacle. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about.
Huzzah!
Quiet Cannon says, I hope the person that fell out of the sky in Buckeye might have had his parachute freeze up in this cold weather there. I think.
Jan.
I don't think that's how that works. Brake lines will freeze up. I don't think parachutes do. Wilbur says, Jeffrey, do you know what I get for my sons? A beat down of the loser Lakers. Well done. Well done. Pickle D says, over under on Frozen Penny at Chiefs game this weekend.
Frozen what?
Penny. I don't think they would tell you.
Penix?
If somebody had a frozen wiener, I don't think that they're basically talking about it. I don't think it shows up in the injury report.
And they're all going to.
No. Now wait. These guys revealed some of their secrets, and remember, it was just last year, I believe, that some of these guys revealed that they take Viagra before they go out there in a cold game.
I don't think it was so their wiener.
Because it opens up all the circulation and it helps keep them warm.
That's a thing.
Really?
They take the Viagra before they go out
there were players, there were Bills players saying that they did that.
I do remember that.
Yes.
Yes.
Go with this.
I
definitely wouldn't want to be a center.
It'd be no. This does help them find you if you're lost in a snowdrift.
I think your quarterback doesn't want you to take it either, to be honest with you.
There's a reason they do shotgun.
Yeah.
Now we know.
And we're just going to be operating from the gun this entire game.
Yeah, this whole game we're doing shotgun.
The play really only works if you get under center. Yeah, not doing that.
Be a lot of offside calls.
No tush push. No tush push today.
Yeah. It's your turn. Every time Pierre texts in, I have to copy and then paste into my translator.
He's texting in French?
Yes, he is.
Wow.
You Americans are funny. Sorry. You Americans, you are funny about their French withdrawing, but remember, who is your ally in the Revolutionary War? We are superior navy to help you defeat them stinking rotten Englishmen. It was France.
That's true.
It is absolutely true.
Well, we paid you back and we're done.
Yeah, but you gave Ben Franklin syphilis, and we never forgot that either.
Actually, Ben Franklin did that to himself. He
Syphilis,
wasn't exactly
gonorrhea.
saying no to anybody.
Right.
Well, that's where he got it.
Yeah, but he wasn't saying he was gonna get there.
You invent electricity, stuff happens.
It's true.
Stuff happens. I mean,
sparks fly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sparks fly. That's good.
Oh no. Hunter says, he says Ray and Gordon were going to go skydiving today. I hope they weren't going to Buckeye to skydive.
Oh my!
Jeez.
This.
Well, then they're okay because they're rugged Canadians.
I have a question, Hunter. How well do Canadians bounce?
Well, they're both Newfoundland and where else? Nova Scotia. Was that it?
Yeah, all kinds of places, man.
Is one of them from Newfoundland?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the Rock.
Sorry,
that's the name of Newfoundland. They call it the Rock.
Like one thing you know about Canada.
Well, I was like I said, I practically lived up there for almost 2 years. So
you don't remember any of it.
Yeah, because all the women were bigger than the guys and they were stronger than the guys.
Oh,
I mean, they would have their kids standing up. They didn't care. I mean, they're tough women, really tough,
sturdy. Pinocchio says, Randy, I'm going to need you to pour me a drink if you're going to keep playing that huzzah crap.
Huzzah!
Mr. Wilbur says, it's cold out here when I'm grilling, but you guys just gave me a great idea, so I'm going to have to leave the show for a little bit. I'm going to go get my Viagra, and then I'm going to come back outside and finish grilling. I think
give yourself a little extra length from the grill.
Is anybody else worried about just a blind man on Viagra?
Just many things can go wrong there, but more to the point, that's your idea. We did not give you that idea. That that is your idea. That's all you, Mr. Wilbur. All you.
Yep.
Whistling Gerbil says Ocho Cinco took Viagra before every single game. Randy takes Viagra before every single show. That's why you never see him stand up. Bruno Baller says, I'll have to say this to Ralph. That when it comes to Los Angeles, they are a great sports city, after all. Home of the Minneapolis Lakers, the Brooklyn Dodgers, the Cleveland Rams, the San Diego Chargers, the San Diego Clippers. Maybe the LA Kings are an expansion team. I don't know.
They were.
That's the only original team that LA has.
So your point is that
the greatness comes from all over the place, everywhere but Los Angeles.
What about the Angels?
No,
that's Anaheim.
We don't talk about the Angels.
Nobody.
Don't talk about
it. Hell's bells. I don't know. I'm a Phoenician. I don't know.
Ralph is not going to accept the Angels even to win an argument.
Right.
No.
Angels, Ducks. We don't talk about those.
So, I don't know who just fell out of the damn airplane there, but
and here we go again.
There is a Guinness Book of World Records, and I just want to give her a little tip of the hat here, give her a man card accreditation. The oldest woman in the world ever to water ski, 92 years old, and she does it regularly. And her name is Dwan Jacobson Young, and she's out there water skiing at the age of 92. So
wow.
think that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, congratulations. I mean, good for her. Yeah.
They say, well, since you've water skied, why don't you try snow skiing? She's like, I'm not ready to die. So yeah, she's just going to stick with the water skiing, I guess.
And there it is. Yeah.
She wishes she knew how to snow ski, but she's like, nah, it's too late. She goes up to Bear Lake there in California, and she's also skied Lake Powell and Lake Mead. She likes those because the water is warmer there. So she's been water skiing since before any of us were born. So that's cool, man. I think that's cool. Scratch Me Because says, somebody tell Wilbur's guide dog to just run.
Wow.
I agree. That, straight up over the fence. Big George says, as a 7-foot tall giant, I am offended by the use of the term giants by the San Francisco baseball team and the New York football team. The logo is offensive to me. It's not a race, George. You just happen to be freakishly tall. That's it. There's nothing. I know where you're trying to go, but it ain't working.
Yeah. Suck it up, Nancy.
Robert from Surprise says Angels were a franchise team from Chicago. I did not know that. Well done, Robert. And okay. By the way, hey, your Shohei Ohtani, who's now left the Angels and is now on the Dodgers, just got the dumbest thing I've ever seen United States government do. Now, Ohtani, I like Ohtani. I've always liked Ohtani. Nothing against him. And I think it's cool he's got a dog. I don't understand why his dog's name is Decoy. Why would you name your dog Decoy? You know what that is? That is a Japanese guy who doesn't know English, who just hears a word and goes, hey, that sounds cool. Kind of like the girl who sees the little Chinese symbol and says, I'll have that tattooed right here on my thigh, and thinks it says something meaningful like peace and tranquility, but it really says, I'm a whore. And that is how these things happen. And so anyway, Ohtani's dog Decoy, he shows up there with the United States Embassy, and they're like, hey, kid, listen up. That dog of yours, Decoy, here is his own visa. They gave a dog a visa. Which also means we could deport that little dog anytime we wanted. But I don't know.
Wasn't the dog an American dog?
Dog's name is not Decoy, by the way.
Dog's name is Decoy.
No, it's Decobin.
Sorry?
It's Decobin.
What the hell does that mean?
It's the Japanese. It's when you flick somebody lightly on the forehead. It's a Japanese term for that. Doing that. It's Decobin.
Who's flicking somebody on the forehead? And what are you flicking them on the forehead with?
Why would you name your dog a forehead flip?
I'll give her a Decopin.
And he called the dog Decoy because he thought Americans wouldn't be able to pronounce it. Yeah.
So when you stand up and she's still laying there and you're like, Decopin. All right. Well, okay. So, but they call him Decoy, though. That's what they call him, Ralph. That's what Ohtani calls him for short.
Well,
Decoy.
People call people things, but doesn't mean it's their name. I'm a prime example of that just on this show.
All the different things that people call you?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Lost Toby says, Wilbur is the least racist in the fourth dimension. Why? Because he doesn't see color. He doesn't see anything, Toby.
Yeah.
He doesn't see anything.
No, that's bad. No.
Quiet Cannon says, Canadians are a popular topic right now. How about Polar Plunge for a text handle? Polar Plunge. Dude, I've decided I'm never doing that dumb bleep. Can I tell you why?
Why?
Today, I went out there in my yard in the pool. The robot that the vacuum cleaning robot. The hose had popped off, so I had to reach in there, grab it, and plug it in. Now you remember, I'm not born here. I'm born in a colder climate. Spent most of my life in colder climates before I settled down here in Phoenix, Arizona. And I stuck my arm in that pool and grabbed the hose. It was so cold it hurt. Oh my God. Seriously. And it was only in there for a second. And I took it out. I'm like, man, have I become used to Arizona heat so much that, because man, when I was a kid, if it turned like 60 degrees, we were trying to jump in the pool. It was like 32 degrees this morning. There was 42 degrees when I stuck my arm in the pool. It hurt. It literally hurt. If you fall in your pool right now, you'll have hypothermia in minutes. So now you got to worry about your dogs falling in the pool. So keep an eye on them. My idiot dogs are chasing each other all around. I'm just waiting to hear bloosh,
Remember, Jeffrey, watch your kids around water.
Thanks, Randy. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that.
Just trying to help.
Gordon Fisherman says, hey, Jeffrey, Ray and I are fine. We went skydiving down in Eloy at Skydive, Arizona. Great jump, no issues. And no, we didn't bounce. And we don't bounce unless we land in some snow. There you go. All right. We're good to hear you're okay, good. Guys.
Yep. There we go.
All right. Let's take a break. We come back. I want to give you guys some information or you can better make your decisions on your Harman Solar NFL Fan Pick'em picks. We're going to talk a bunch of NFL football before the picks. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
2 yards should be just a nice, comfortable 9-iron for him. They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
What in? The People's Open is back. See the PGA Tour's best teed up at the 2024 WM Phoenix Open presented by Taylor Morrison. February 5th through 11th at TPC Scottsdale. Get tournament and ticket info at WMPhoenixOpen.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-511-3535. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-511-3535. 800-511-3535 or biglou.com.
At Progressive, we love sports and saving you money, so we bundled them together.
2 seconds left on the clock, third field goal range, and it looks like he's going to go with a 5-iron. No, wait. The quarterback is skating back on the ice. He's talking with his caddy. They're pulling the goalie. He skates off the fairway as the kicker lines off his putt. It's a breakaway. They bundled their home and auto insurance with Progressive. Touchdown savings, birdie goal.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Now, during Staples Print Big Sale, get $20 off your print purchase of $100 or more, $50 off your print purchase of $200 or more, and $100 off your print purchase of $300 or more. So the more you print at Staples, the more you save. To demonstrate, print at Staples, you save. But if you print at Staples, you save. See how that works? Staples Print Big Sale. Print more, save more, up to $100. Ends 2/10. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Are you ready for your passion to meet your purpose? The city of Chandler is one of the best run cities and best places to live in Arizona, where people express their passion through collaboration and teamwork as we serve our community of innovation. Come to Chandler, where passion meets purpose. Visit jointeamchandler.com for our current openings. That's jointeamchandler.com.
This message is sponsored by the city of Chandler.
If you hit, pass it, dunk it, shoot it, check it, throw it, putt it, or block it, then we're gonna talk about it.
I like that. I just thought I'd clear that up.
1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
How big deal is, Randy? Give me a hard time not knowing what Armageddon means. I mean, it's not like it's the end of the world. Just leave me alone about that. We're on. It's Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and
is the end of the world, Jeffka.
Yeah, I'm really just tired of your negativity.
Help me out, man.
Let's just get the latest in the world of the NFL and what's going on. We're going to talk about the coaches. We're going to talk about the injuries, and then we'll get around to our Harman Solar NFL fan picks. So here we go. Patriots, boy, they did not wait one moment. It's almost like they had it figured out already. They hired Jared Mayo as their head coach. Now, Keon, you had thought that was going to be the case anyways. You had kind of felt like this is the guy that they were really high on.
Yeah, I mean, there were reports about that going back into the season, that whenever Bill stepped away, whether it was this season or some later season, that Jerod Mayo was the guy that they wanted from the beginning, just because of, you know, his experience in that system with Bill Belichick. You know, the fact that he's been the linebackers coach there for a while, and just the fact that they like that he's a smart guy, that he's you know, pretty intelligent about things, and he'll keep the quote unquote Patriot way going. You know, like everybody do your job kind of thing. So they're not going to be asking somebody else to come in there and do something different. Jerod Mayo knows what they want, and he knows how to do it.
It wasn't hard to really predict this, because he had it written into his contract last year that he would replace Belichick when he left. And that was the language that got turned into the league. So I guess there was no reason that they had to go through a full search or anything like that. So because the deal was already kind of done. But yeah, he actually himself had received some requests to maybe talk about coaching elsewhere. But they said, no. By the way, I think it's really funny. The teams, then somebody says, hey, can we talk to so-and-so on your team there about coaching? No. Clunk. No, you can't. The teams that have done that have cracked me up. But this guy right here, I don't know. I guess he's going to be the youngest head coach in the league, unless somebody else younger gets hired.
37 years old is what Jerod Mayo is. Yeah.
I mean, youngest in the league. But anyway, so the Patriots now have to get themselves a new general manager, because Jared Mayo is not going to have the same sorts of powers that Bill Belichick had. So they're looking to find a proper GM to help him out with that. Speaking of proper GMs, as we mentioned earlier in the show, because Keon enjoys the fact that he stole from the Niners to give to the Commandos, Adam Peters is now, the man, and he will probably be helping find the next head coach of the Washington Commandos.
Yeah, he absolutely will. And I also know that this is something that they wanted to do from the beginning. They had two candidates the moment the season ended, Adam Peters and Ian Cunningham, and Peters was the guy that was the clubhouse leader in the whole process. So they go out, they get their guy. He had turned down other interviews before. So the fact that he accepted this one and is going through with it tells me that he likes the job, the cap space, the picks, the fact that Josh Harris and not Dan Snyder's the owner. So I'm happy about it.
I think that would be a plus for anybody. Let's talk about Antonio Pierce for a second. Now, if I'm Antonio Pierce and other people come calling saying, hey, we'd like to interview you, I would say yes to every single one of them. Why? It helps leverage against the Raiders, and the Raiders also maybe show them that you are appreciated and desired, and you don't want to sleep and miss the boat on this one, right? So Antonio Pierce is set to interview with the Titans over the weekend, but there is some speculation Mark Davis may not be doing what a lot of people think is the right thing by hiring Antonio Pierce. That would be, I think, a stunning mistake. Is there any word on who the Chucky doll is looking at?
Yeah, I actually haven't seen necessarily who they're looking at it, because I know that there's a whole GM thing where they may be looking for that next GM as well. So they're going to get that straightened out first before they get the coaches sorted. Because if the GM doesn't want Antonio Pierce, then they don't get Antonio Pierce.
Wow. I mean, this should have been just a slam dunk. You go with Antonio Pierce, but it'll be interesting to see if he gets picked up somewhere else. If you're Antonio Pierce, how long do you wait on the Raiders?
I don't wait long, especially if they haven't, set up an interview with you specifically. Don't wait on that. Just, take the bird in hand. Go. If it's the Titans say, you know what, Antonio Pierce, we interviewed him. We like the guy. We like what he can bring to a team and the way he leads people. Then go to Nashville. Because, I mean, you're not going to get another shot at a job like this. And so, if you've got a chance to get an NFL head coaching job and you like the situation, go for it.
I guess the first call with an offer, you should say yes.
This is kind of stunning to me. I was just looking up who Mark Davis might be looking at, and according to SB Nation, these are the candidates. According to SB Nation, now I want to be quick to say that.
Yeah, SB Nation's not exactly what you would call an upper level sports source.
Davis may want to bring back Rick Bisaccia. He's also looking at Antonio Pierce, Jim Harbaugh, and David Shaw. David Shaw was the Stanford coach. He's still at Stanford, right?
David Shaw, I don't think he is still at Stanford. No, he stepped down, I think, a couple years ago.
Whistling Gerbil says, "No, Davis wants Harbaugh." A lot of people want Harbaugh, but do we have any real idea on what's going on with that?
No, I don't think that Harbaugh is putting a whole lot of stuff out there, and I think that that's probably for the best. Because the teams that have called his agent, I think that's just about everybody with a coaching opening has called his agent. Yeah. So it's impossible to know where he's leaning on things because he hasn't told anybody, and he's Jim. He didn't really like talking to the media too much unless he's got an agenda to push. So we'll probably never know until he decides.
Chosen One says, "Afternoon, gentlemen. While I appreciate Antonio Pierce and what he did with the Raiders, is there no talk about him getting fired for cheating in Arizona?" Well, you know how it is. Separation of NCAA and NFL when those sorts of things pop up.
What can they do to him? He's not an NCAA employee any longer.
T-Licious says, "Moose Knuckle should be a texture nickname for the next hoser that joins us in the fourth dimension." And you're welcome for your new GM, Keon.
Wow. Thank you very much.
Robert from Surprise says, "As a Raiders fan, I think we should start without a coach for the first 4 games, then hire an interim coach. 13 coaches in 10 years now." Well, that's an interesting strategy, Robert from Surprise. That's the reason the Raiders are in this position as it is. The whole thing moved. Turd Ferguson says, "Please don't change my name to Moose Knuckle." Why would we do that? We're not going to ever change your name. Your name is awesome, Turd Ferguson. Yeah, give this man, he wants a Friday IPA. Are we done with IPAs? Are the IPAs sort of fad out now?
Well, I mean, it depends on who you are.
Well, I'm not a hipster, so.
But you were famous for saying that you'll never criticize what a man puts in his mouth.
Well, that's not completely true. Just another face in the crowd says, "Can you get high on mayo? How high can you get on mayo?" Is that a snort thing or is that a injection thing? We're going to do some mayo. I don't know how it works. I don't know.
Can I blow the whistle 2-minute minor on that one?
On who?
Whoever that was that just said that ridiculous statement.
I already scrolled. Just another face in the crowd. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
2 minutes.
Go ahead. Blow the whistle.
That's
fine.
2 minutes. Yeah.
So the Bears have said they're going to stick with Matt Eberflus. They're going to ride it out with him. They're going to go with the Eberflus. Did you feel like the coaching for the Bears was up to par? Was it bueno?
It wasn't very good, but I do think that they did get better in the second half of the season. They added Montez Sweat. He helped a lot defensively. Had I think the 6.5 sacks when he showed up. Was the leading sack specialist for both the Commanders and the Bears in the same season. And then they went out and won some games with Justin Fields as well. So they have a decision to make there too. So they let go of the offensive coordinator, but I don't think the coaching was so bad that this is the most ridiculous idea, keeping Eberflus, though I personally, if I were them, I would move on.
Yeah, keeping Eberflus smells like keeping Justin Fields too, doesn't it?
That's what it feels like, but without any way of knowing what what their quarterback evaluation process looks like. It could be as they go through the process, they go, you know what, but Caleb Williams could really be an upgrade here. Then the next thing you know, Justin Fields is gone regardless.
So, with Bill Belichick retiring and getting fired. See, it's very confusing.
I don't think he's retired.
Wasn't fired, not retired, just not coaching. All right, so Belichick not coaching, Pete Carroll not coaching. So then Andy Reid is sitting there like, okay, what's going to happen with you there, buddy? And he said, I ain't thinking about retirement. He says, I'm old, but I'm not that old. So he's probably set to keep coaching for as long as they'll have him for a while longer, at least. He's only 65 years old. He's going to be 66 in March. Compared to these other old fogies, Andy Reid, he's got lots of years left. Probably needs to lose
5
that.
years old.
Yeah,
5 or 6 years less
in life, or
he's 50. What is he? 65.
He's 66 in March.
Belichick is what, 71. Carroll's 72. I mean,
Belichick 72. Carroll's 70.
Pete Carroll looks healthy. Bill Belichick less healthy. Andy Reid.
Andy Reid looks happy. He looks happy.
Well fed.
Well, he's well fed, but he's doing those commercials now where he gets to eat unlimited fast food with the State Farm guy and
probably
Patrick
not
Mahomes.
good for you.
So he's got the chicken nuggies and he's got the cheese. Explain this again using the cheeseburger and then Patrick Mahomes and the State Farm guy. They're talking to him. Do it one more time with the. See, he's working unlimited fried food. And he's stealing from Patrick Mahomes.
He may not make it through next season.
I think he's going to be fine. You kidding me?
Ham Sandwich says the Bears would have made a wild card if they'd had any other coach that was competent.
Think it was the coach, or was it poor play? They need some more players.
That's the same question we're asking.
Yes.
So. All right, we must take a break. We've got 2 hours down and 1 to go. We're going to do our picks. Coming up next is the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Oh, this cold.
Honey.
Honey?
Honey, you need DayQuil Severe Honey.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste, because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
Now I'm getting a cold.
Honey.
Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe with honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hi, this is Scott Trout of Cordell & Cordell. If you're a dad who is facing divorce, there are extra layers of stress that may include stereotypes and assumptions. No two situations are the same. Our legal experience and dedication prepare us for whatever legal challenges we face together. You need a partner you can count on. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has represented men in divorce.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Phoenix area attorneys. Scott Trout, licensed in Missouri, Illinois, and Georgia only. CordellCordell.com.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
Remember the old phrase, double your pleasure, double your fun? Well, that's exactly what you get at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse, now with 2 Valley locations. When it comes to Asian cuisine, no one does it better and more authentic than Kasai, where talented teppanyaki chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse is not just dinner, it's dinnertainment. A memorable dining experience where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's a perfect choice for celebrations, date night, or a night on the town. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Happy hour is always on fire and offered daily with specials on appetizers, teppanyaki, sushi, and all cocktails. Celebrate 2024 anytime in either of their 2 locations, Scottsdale Road in Thunderbird, and now open in Peoria at the 101 in Northern. Go to KasaiTeppan.com. That's KasaiTeppan.com, or search Kasai on your mobile phone.
Our Chandler police benefit from serving a supportive community. That strong partnership equips our police with the support, training, and technology needed to keep our city and employees safe. Our sunny skies and active lifestyle offer personal and family time for the desired work-life balance. Find your fit with the Chandler Police Department. Learn more at jointeamchandler.com. This message is sponsored by the City of Chandler.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
Quiet, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room. Ralph from Harmon Solar is with us. You guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar studios in Scottsdale. And in this hour, we are going to do our Harmon Solar NFL fan pick'em picks. And here's the thing, it does get easier during the playoffs to pick correctly, but it's harder to gain ground if you are behind. But it can be done. Now, there are 6 games this week. There are less games the next week, even less after that, and even less after that. So point I'm trying to make is right now, you need to be perfect. You don't get cute with your picks. Don't try like, oh, yeah, I'm going to do this because I'm going to zig when everybody else zags. This is the time where you just have to be smart. You just have to look at the situation and get it right. And I'll tell you what, the hardest game for me to pick this week, and we're not going to do our picks just yet. There's some other stuff I want to talk about. But the Browns and the Texans, that one to me seems like the hardest one. Yeah, the Browns have an amazing defense, but the Texans have something pretty special going on there. And I'm damn tempted to pick the Texans, but oh boy, but common sense tells me I should pick the Browns. But outside of that, I feel like the rest of it is pretty damn obvious. But we'll get to our picks here in just a little bit. Did I tell you guys this yesterday? Because Travis Kelce, he had made some comments, and it did concern some people. It sounded like a guy who was getting ready to retire, and people were like, "Oh no!" He, just some things he was talking about. His own musings about how it would go and how much longer he'd play. Well, he came out and he said, "I have no reason to stop playing football." So he's not retiring. He says, "I love football. We still have success." And he says, "I'm good. I'm not going to stop anytime soon." And so he did sort of talk about some of the things outside of football that he enjoys doing and this and that. And so, but one of the weird thing is he could have played. He could have played that last game, and with just a few, I don't know, what was it, 60 yards, something like that, he would have had another 1,000-yard season. But he decided to sit out, so now he's got, I don't know what the number is, but it's well under 1,000 yards. And so that's cool. Maybe he's like, I got to get some rest. I got to get ready for this big game, that we've got going against the Dolphins. And he's just doing the right thing. But that made everybody think, okay, he's fragile. He's just trying to survive the season and that sort of thing. Or he's distracted with the Taylor Swift thing. And, he has shown us a different side. This has not been the same Travis Kelce who's gotten 1,000 receiving yards every season since 2016. So I think he's still a dominant tight end. It's just he hasn't seemed that dominant this year.
Yeah. I don't know why everybody's got to worry about Travis Kelce's mindset. The guy clearly is thinking about playoffs. They're in the playoffs and they want to win a Super Bowl. I mean, it's clear to me that's what he wants to do. I don't know why everybody's got to be so.
There's been some weird things he has said, Randy, but also some weird things he has done.
I don't think sitting out was a weird thing, though.
Yeah, it was probably a smart thing, a strategic thing, and you could even say, and I think Andy Reid said, a selfless thing, where he was thinking of the team and not about filling his own stat line to 1,000 yards.
That's kind of where I was going with it. I mean, he's thinking about, the big picture here. If he goes out and plays this last game, and let's say he gets injured, let's say he pulls a hamstring, now he's not going to be useful in the playoffs. You know what I mean? He's going to be struggling with this nagging injury.
And
he set out instead of going for another 1,000-yard season, he's thinking the big picture because he knows there is an end game here. I'm going to have to walk away at some point.
Or he knows he needs to make as much money as he can because right now he don't look so great next to Taylor Swift.
I mean, I don't know about any of that. I just know last week Blaine Gabbert was the quarterback. Okay, like what are you doing? And then 984 yards is what he had. Is it worth it to do that?
A couple plays and he'd have 1,000 yards.
Okay, but a couple of plays is all it takes to get injured. One play is all it takes to get injured.
Sam Laporta.
And then of course you're asking, hey, what if Blaine Gabbert, because he's Blaine Gabbert, messes up and throws him a hospital ball, and he goes and catches it. Like, no, sit out. Sit out. That's the wise thing to do.
No, you're right. But I mean, just with that and his comments, these comments he made earlier on in the season where it sounded like a guy thinking about retirement. I mean, he was just musing about what it would be like, but it turns out he wasn't actually thinking about doing it anytime soon. So,
well, I mean, he's 30. He's 35 years old. He's been in the league 10 years. Like, this is when you start thinking about that stuff, legacy and all that.
Well, this weekend he has a chance to not break a record, but match it. Mahomes and Kelsey, they're only one touchdown away from tying Brady and Gronkowski for the most postseason touchdowns. I think it's pretty cool, man. I hope they do it.
Yeah,
me too.
I'm not like this. I'm not a Chiefs apologist. I'm not a huge Chiefs fan. Without my team doing anything, I find myself rooting for them when, whenever they're up to something. And I don't have a preference between the Chiefs and the Dolphins outside of whatever it is I decide to pick. But outside of that, I mean, both of them, it'd be nice to see the Chiefs kind of shake off whatever the hell hangover they've had this entire year and actually get about the business of playing football the way they do, because when they do it right, it's damn entertaining. I've seen the Miami Dolphins, and man, people were ready to write off Tua Tagovailoa back in the day, and this team is really turned into something special too. I think it's going to be a great game. I'm looking forward to it. It's a shame that it's going to be influenced by ridiculous weather. Why don't they just play that game earlier in the day when it's warmer? Can't they just change the time? Just saying, listen, this is unsafe, kind of cold. We're not being babies about this, but it's just ridiculous. Let's just find the warmest spot of the day and play the game in that.
Well, when they set the schedule, I don't think they knew, what teams were going to be.
No, I know that,
slot,
but they can
it's
change
like when you've got
schedule.
When you've got people that have things planned for a certain time of day. You can't just pick up the game and move it. Now, I don't know how many people that's affecting, because I did see that the Chiefs tickets were going for $38 a ticket at some parts of that stadium. Because
I ain't going to that game.
Yeah, if I have HD TV, why would I leave my house and go to a negative 7-degree game?
You could say what you will. You and I would stay at home, Jeffco, but that stadium is going to be packed by all those Chiefs fans. They're going to go out there and they're going to wrap up just like Pittsburgh Steelers fans.
No.
Like Buffalo Bill fans.
Buffalo fans, yes. Nobody else is doing
Cleveland Brown fans
Green
will be
Bay
out there.
Fans.
Green Bay fans. You're damn right. They're going to fill that stadium. Arrowhead will be rocking.
Sure. I would almost bet you they won't fill the stadium.
Oh, they will.
I'll bet you lunch they will.
Yeah, guaranteed.
All right. Barrow's Pizza lunch.
You got it.
All right. It's a bet, Randy. Virtual shake, because we're in different places.
What is?
That's not a shake. That's you just come on. No, like men shake. Man shake. Give me a virtual. Thank you. Up. Yeah. There you go. Not like you got
with the same hand.
Jesus.
All right.
Anyway,
he likes me to give him a hand.
Who doesn't like a nice hand? Anyway, so where were we? What are we doing here?
Arrowhead being sold out.
Oh yeah, I don't know about that. Wilbur says Travis Kelce's got to keep playing football since he put a baby inside of Taylor Swift. God knows that he's not going to have any money when this kid comes along.
Oh, please.
I think the Taylor side of the equation has got that covered, and I also have not heard that at all.
Yeah, you just made that up. I have a real conspiracy theory, though. This is a true thing, and I can't believe I'm actually going to say it out loud. The Pentagon had to come out and actually deny that Taylor Swift is a government agent. Yeah, because a Fox News host floated a ridiculous conspiracy theory. Somebody named Jesse Waters said Taylor could be a front for a covert political agenda to get young people to vote Democrat. And the Pentagon came out and said, no. And as for your theory, shake it off. Yeah, because the Pentagon's got jokes.
Well, that means she is then.
The group of people that you need with jokes, right? The Pentagon, apparently.
I don't know that if it's a covert political agenda, if somebody decides to try to tell people, hey, vote Democrat, or hey, vote Republican, or hey, just vote. Why not vote? I don't think that has to be some sort of political conspiracy.
No, I think it is. It's a damn conspiracy, and we all know it. And quit trying to
everybody should vote.
Sweep it under the rug. Just come out and say everybody vote.
When has she said specifically what party she even votes for?
Hey, well, I don't even care. All I know is I don't know if we want these idiot Swifties voting. I don't know if that's probably in the best interest of the nation.
Well, that's true. That's true. That's good. That's a good point.
Everybody should vote. Yeah. Maybe not everybody.
Mm.
I don't know. Just maybe there's a test we could pass.
Some sort of Wonderlic test,
an IQ test.
Maybe you have to take this psychological test before you vote.
I don't know. I'm just saying. Big George says, is Taylor Swift going to the below zero game? Guarantee she ain't.
Well,
0% chance.
She'll be there. She'll be in a suite.
Double or nothing. She'll be
as long as the suite has glass.
Oh yeah,
they have those.
Double or nothing.
You know how cold it would be in there, even with, because we're looking at minus. What do they say? Minus 40 degrees or minus 23 degrees in the wind chill.
-5 with like a 23.
Okay, that's what it is. It'll still be damn cold in that place.
You can do. I've been in that before, so you can do it.
Yeah, now I know it's -5. If I had a good jacket on, I think I'd be all right.
You'll see people there shirtless, like guarantee.
Oh yeah, morons.
Oh yeah, they'll be there.
Robert from Surprise says the Taylor Swift fan base is 12. They can't vote yet anyway. Yeah, that's a good point. Hurry Harry says, Ralph, longtime listener, new texter. I'm right there with you and your emotions regarding Pete Carroll. I'm a diehard Seahawk fan. It's Friday and just made a rusty nail. Enjoy your weekend.
Yeah, I have a lot to say about that.
The rusty nail?
No, the Pete Carroll.
What's a rusty nail? I don't even know.
It's a drink, isn't it?
I know it's a drink, but what is it was in a rusty nail?
No, I don't drink one.
Well, see, don't act like you all know it's a drink. Like you knew what was in it.
I didn't say I knew it was in it.
You don't know any more about it than I do.
You said what is it, and he said it's a drink.
Yeah, I know.
That doesn't mean that he knows
what was in it.
Randy knows what's in it.
Yeah,
let's talk to a real alcoholic.
Well, okay. Rusty Nail is a classic 2-part cocktail that has scotch and Drambuie.
Drambuie.
Yeah.
2-to-1 ratio, slice of lemon rind, twist, and a drop with a splash of bitters.
There it is. Yeah.
Hurry Harry just told me that. So
what?
That's a drink you'd like.
Yeah, you know what? Can I just tell you what I'd like?
You're more of a whiskey guy.
Just give me the scotch. You can keep all the rest of it. Just give me my scotch.
Yeah.
Give me the whiskey. Traffic is horrible, says Robert from Surprise. Coming from Tucson, rather be dropped out of a plane over my house.
It is a wow, really?
We don't know that actually is a thing right now, so don't worry.
We this is a Gaelic a drink, by the way, Jeffco.
Yeah, there you go.
That makes sense. But you know what else is good? Whiskey.
Every time.
Just simple. Yeah. I'm easy. Harvey Putswaddler is on the text line, says, in Chicago, you don't even have to be alive to vote. It's a true story. Gordon Fisherman says, Rusty Nail is a pretty popular drink up in Newfoundland and Labrador. I think Randy might be Canadian.
No, it's not me. That's Jeffco.
I think it's the Irish influence right there.
Mm-hmm.
Navy Devil says, you drink a bunch of whiskey, you can go to games in any weather. That is true, but you can't drive.
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm.
Wilbur says, do you think Taylor Swift will still need Viagra to stay warm? Yes. Yeah, probably.
Jeez.
Swave Dave says, anybody try the new Kasai Steakhouse yet? Oh, yeah, there's a new one in Peoria. I read the commercial and everything.
It's in Peoria?
Yeah. And there's another one that's, I don't know if I'm allowed to say. There's another new one coming to the East Valley soon. I don't know if I'm allowed to say where it is.
The one in Peoria, Ralph, is in the Park West.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I got to go try that.
You're right, Rusty. You're right, Robert from Surprise. Rusty Nail would be a good textured nickname. That's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, is there any other information that we need to share in regards to football and such? This is like a meeting. Point of order. Do we have any new business?
No. Mm-mm. No. Checked everything. Nope. Everything's good.
Keon checked out like a long time ago.
Just
he's still thinking about who his coach is going to be.
Keon's just happy that he's got a GM that he
You're going to get Vrabel.
I would be okay with Vrabel.
That's what I think.
I don't know what the term is. I don't know what the term is for front office, but somehow he's just about ready to be roster baiting. I don't know if you do for your head office baiting. I don't know.
It's not a statue when you do it that way.
Execubating, I believe.
Oh, there you go. Execubating. That's good, Randy. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, guess what? The report now has come down that the weather is now even going to be worse. They're now looking for -9 degrees with the wind chill in the neighborhood of 25 below.
See, when I walked home that one night in Flagstaff, the temperature was -4. The wind chill was -22.
Bunch of Dolphin players say that they are going to go sleeveless for the game.
They should. They should. You're damn right. They should.
Okay.
After that first hit and the arm falls off, that's fine.
Yeah, you know what? You go out there and nothing ruins the psyche of the Kansas City Chiefs in a cold game. Then you come from a warm weather stadium and you go out there wearing barely anything, and then you take one of their hits, and they're like, and you're just brushing it off. You can't let them. You can't let them see you hurting. You got to go back to the thing, and you complain in your huddle, but don't complain to them on the line.
Do you remember when Tua got that chunk of his arm ripped out? Everybody was like, "Oh my God!" Imagine when the whole thing shatters, just like porcelain.
Maybe
he's going to be like this.
I think that this is not a great idea.
He'll have a little nub.
All 53 men on that roster can't show any pain.
That's right.
Can't. And the one person ruins the illusion. It's all over. And I just don't trust a team from South Beach. Nice
He'll be
weather.
A kicker. He'll be the kicker.
To go through all 60 minutes of this football game and not do
the
that.
Kicker right on kickoff. He's going to kick the ball and go, and then that'll be it. The illusion has been shattered. So is his foot.
Tom and Jerry scream into the.
The bottom line is the Miami. I have it on good authority. The Dolphins have been training inside a freezer all week.
That's a good idea.
The first couple of days, they just had shorts and half shirts on, and then they finished the week in pads inside the freezer.
Yeah, that's smart. No, that's good.
Yep.
Hefty Lefty says, time to bust out the Vaseline for the game. They won't feel anything after 30 minutes anyway. Rough Rob says, frozen fish sticks are on sale at Arrowhead Stadium this weekend. You sit there and just gnaw on it.
Be like a sucker, wouldn't it?
Pickle D says, IPAs are gross. They taste like earwax. Yeah, I think he's correct. Glendale Mullet says, didn't Kansas City have a barefoot kicker about 30 years ago?
Yeah, but he got frostbite, and now he's a Pirate.
See what happens?
Yeah.
You see what happens? All right, listen, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to get it done. It's time for our Harmon Solar NFL Fan Pick'em Picks right here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Take the guesswork out of your holiday gifts. OmahaSteaks.com for 50% off site-wide and save an additional $30 with promo code VSIN. OmahaSteaks.com.
The NFL playoffs start this weekend. The Cleveland Browns are a 2.5-point road favorite against the Houston Texans on Saturday, over under 44.5. While the Kansas City Chiefs home at Arrowhead Stadium, 4.5-point favorite over the Miami Dolphins with an over under of 44. The Buffalo Bills, a 10-point favorite over the visiting Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday at Highmark Stadium. The Dallas Cowboys, a 7-point favorite at home against the Green Bay Packers. The Lions are favored at Ford Field by 3 over Matt Stafford and the LA Rams, and Philadelphia, 3-point road favorite against Tampa Bay on Monday night. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter code SIMPLE at checkout. That's harrys.com, code SIMPLE. Enjoy.
2 yards should be just a nice, comfortable 9-iron for him. They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
What in? The People's Open is back. See the PGA Tour's best tee it up at the 2024 WM Phoenix Open presented by Taylor Morrison. February 5th through 11th at TPC Scottsdale. Get tournament and ticket info at WMPhoenixOpen.com.
Hey everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. For years, I've been telling you about refinancing, new home loans, all the great stuff that the Lund Mortgage Team can help you with from start to finish. Now, things have gotten a little crazy, right? The rates were bouncing all over the place. Now they're officially higher than they've been in a long time. And now more than ever, I think it's important to have a mortgage professional that has been there, done that. Any Yahoo can sell you a mortgage when it's 2.75%. Those people are going away. The real professionals are the ones that are staying in business and helping their clients through this kind of tough time out there as far as mortgage rates are concerned. Those people are the Lund Mortgage Team. Matt Oliver, Lisa Lund, they've owned this team for a long time, over 2 decades in the Valley. They are the best in the business, and they will walk you through the process, whether it's refinancing now or probably more importantly, a new home loan. Let them do all the heavy lifting for you. Call today, 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940. or online, lundmortgage.com.
Grand Canyon University basketball is back for another exciting season. After advancing to March Madness in 2 of his 3 seasons as the head coach, Bryce Drew brings a team to the court this season, picked to win the conference once again, and led by first-team All-WAC selection Gabe McLaughlin and WAC preseason Player of the Year Ray Harrison. Check out the schedule at gculopes.com to find matchups with San Francisco, DePaul, Liberty, and last year's national championship runner-up, the San Diego State Aztecs. Join me, Michael Potter, and Lopes insider Paul Coro all season long, right here on The Fanatic, the home of Lopes basketball.
Today, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. All right, so it's super duper wild card weekend, and we're going to do our Harmon Solar NFL fan pick'em picks. And I'll tell you what, there is a pretty close race right now when it comes to the the Harmon Solar NFL fan pick'em prize, because Choro has been at the top of the heat for quite some time, but I don't know what happened. He's lost some ground, and so now he has 183 correct picks. Right behind him, Germ is good 20 with 182, and I'm in third place with 181. So there is a path that any one of us could end up with the top spot. Brett Maverick and Fighting Wampa, they both have 179. Ultimate Warriors has 178. So does Raven Kid. Raven Kid still in range. It would probably take a complete disaster on somebody else's part and him getting everything right, but it's not impossible. Bacher 44 as well there. So, it is within possibility. Well, for everybody but Ralph. I'm sorry, you're not anywhere near it. But
I feel like I'm still in the race, though. I could, after this weekend, I could pull within, just a couple of the leader.
Randy, you're 43 behind right now.
And there it is. See that? I mean, after this weekend, anything's possible.
I feel like if Raven Kid wins, it'll be like more money than he's made all of last year, probably.
Well, maybe.
It'd probably be more than
there was that side hustle he had, though.
Might be 2 years. Might be 2 years. So anyway, so there's where things are, and we'll see what happens. We'll let you know on Monday. But right now, it's time for our picks. Let's go ahead and get those going. Let me give you a lay of the land so you guys know where things are. I'm in first place with 181. After that, Radio Ron has 164. Then after that, it's Ralph. Ralph's got 162. Keon's got 161.
And I had one pick that didn't register this season.
Oh!
It was a Steelers pick. I picked the Steelers. They won. And then when I came back and refreshed it, said, nope, you didn't pick that.
How do you
no
know
moral victories?
How do you know you picked the Steelers?
How do I know? Because I refreshed it the day after.
Better yet, how
literally
do you know,
before the games on Sunday.
How do we know you picked the Steelers? It's easy to say.
I did
2020.
I did it.
Well, if he was going to lie, he said that happened a lot.
I did it. I did it on the show. You were there.
I don't know.
You don't have to.
Was I there?
I mean, we can go back and see where it's got two red spots for where I picked all the other games below it, but it didn't take my Thursday pick.
George hopes I win the fan pick'em contest. He says, you deserve the $1,580.
Yeah,
I honestly don't want to win because then it'll really aggravate me that if I won it 3 times and I never got the money.
Per the rules, if you win, that forfeits all the money to anybody else.
Yeah. That's not true.
Oh, yeah, I have it written down.
No, you just made
so
that
if you
up.
win,
you just wrote that down.
Per the rules, I think I get it. If you win, I get it.
Yeah,
that's per the rules.
You
That's a
also
contract.
can't get it though.
Per the rules, this is bullcrap is what this
I mean, Ralph's right there. He's agreeing with me.
I am agreeing.
Pickle D says, Randy, if you win, yes, you get all the money.
No, if you win, I get the money.
Sure, that's fine too. Pickle D says, I got a $1 bet this weekend. Parlayed all the games, money line, spread, total, pays out just under $3,600.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Wow.
Feel like that's highly unlikely, but all right.
I'll just burn that dollar.
So let's go ahead and get our first game going here. This one is happening in Houston. It is the Texans hosting the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns defense, there's no questions about that. But Texans, that is a surprise team. CJ Stroud, has been playing pretty good. The team as a whole has been playing pretty good. What chance, Keon, do you give the Houston Texans against that defense of the Cleveland Browns?
I mean, they have a good chance because they've got obviously CJ Stroud has proven himself to be a quality quarterback this season, and then their offensive coordinator Bobby Slowick has done a really good job of putting CJ in positions to make him successful. So they do have a good chance. I'm not taking them, but they do have a good chance. I'm taking the Browns in this game. I think that defense is too dominant. I think when we've seen CJ Stroud struggle throughout the season, it was when he played against teams that did man coverage a lot. That's what the Browns do. The Browns aren't really going to give you a lot of zones to throw into, which CJ, I thought, did an awesome job this year of manipulating. The Browns just aren't going to give you that. And I think that that's going to be an issue. The only thing I'm really concerned about with the Browns is there a bad Joe Flacco game coming? Because I don't know. Well, last year when he was with the Jets, he had 2 fantastic games. And then that third game was a disaster, and they moved on from him, and they never went back to him, which in retrospect, maybe they should have. But regardless, we've seen Flacco be successful in the postseason before. That's when he won his last Super Bowl. I just think that against this particular Texans defense, they're going to try to stop him from throwing the ball deep, but he's got Njoku, he's got Cooper, he's got weapons. So I'm going to go with the Browns.
Weather, not a factor. Hey, Randy, what do you think?
Well, the last time these two teams met, Cleveland came away a 36-22 winner. However, the Houston Texans did not have their starting quarterback. They played Davis Mills, who was 15 for 32 with 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. Then they put Case Keenum in, who threw 2 picks. But that Browns defense, man, is the shizzle. For real. See how I use that modern talk?
I mean,
go ahead, Keon.
I wouldn't say
go ahead, Keon.
modern.
Just go ahead. Just tell me.
It's about
They're
10
the
years old,
for
but it's fine,
shizzle.
it's fine.
That D is for shizzle. But I'm going to take Cleveland. I think Cleveland is on a run here. I think that Joe Flacco might have a stinker, but still that defense will keep this team going forward. And it is the playoffs. It's a whole different season. So give me the Cleveland Browns.
All right. Sounds like we have a theme rolling here. Are you on the Browns, Ralph, or are you giving Houston a shot?
Yeah, no, I am. DeMeco Ryans, great job. Should be coach of the year. Stroud should be, offensive rookie of the year. They phenomenal job. We all thought they were going to be the Cardinals this year, and here they are in the playoffs. You can't. It's just amazing. What a great job. It's all going to stop this weekend. I think the Browns defense is going to do everything they can to put so much pressure on this kid that he ain't going to know what's coming at him next. I don't think Houston will win this game. I think Cleveland wins this game. I think Flacco's playing great. I think he continues to play great. He's the veteran that's getting into this game. It'll be no big deal for him, and they move on. I take Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go with Cleveland as well, although my gut is telling me to take Houston. But my brain is going to have to win on this one. I just, for every reason everybody else said, I just can't.
Joe Flacco never lost a wild card game in his life.
Yep. It's a home game for the Houston Texans, but I don't think that helps. So, I'm going to agree. But something is nagging at me about this one. All right, let's go now to the Ice Bowl, the icy, cold bowl, the frozen giblets bowl. I mean, whatever you want to call it, the weather is going to be an enormous factor. One of the things, though, you have to consider is, yeah, sure, all these guys coming up from Miami, they don't win in games under 40 degrees, but you act like the guys from Kansas City grew up in the Arctic. A lot of people who play for Kansas City came from other places, warm climates, cool climates, that sort of thing. They're not practicing in -5 degrees. This is a cold game for both teams. Will the Chiefs have an advantage on that? Slightly, I think. But you can't deny stats, and you can't deny reality. So I don't know. We'll go ahead and start with who we left. Ralph, what do you say? Kansas City Chiefs at home against the Miami Dolphins. Now, this is not a Houston to Cleveland thing. If it weren't for the weather, you'd probably jump and say Miami immediately. I think that most of us would. But where are you at with this weather factor?
Everyone uses that argument that you just used, is that they're not from there and blah, blah, blah. But every time this happens, it always seems that team like Miami just comes in and just lays an egg. They don't play well.
They do.
I mean, I remember Marino going and playing in those cold weather games and just laid eggs. He would never win. I think that continues. The Chiefs are built for this weather. That's what it's about. Mahomes has played in this weather. A lot of the guys have played in this weather. They're built for it. They're at home. This is not going to be a very good, as far as kicking, the kicking will suck in this game because you're not going to kick beyond probably 25, 30 yards if you're lucky. So it'll be interesting to see extra points. You're not going to be able to throw very well because the ball is going to be a rock. So this will come down to running game, which I think it will. And I'm going to give the advantage to the Chiefs. I like Isaiah Pacheco. I like what the Chiefs do on the ground. You're right. If this was a hot weather game, I'm probably looking at Miami, but not in this condition. I just don't see it. I'm taking the Chiefs.
All right. I get it. Pacheco, he runs angry, more angry than anyone we know. But don't forget about Achane over there from Miami. Now, that guy has more yards per carry than anybody right now. And remember how we talked about how Kansas City doesn't have any kind of a defense?
That's not true this year.
All right,
remember,
take it, Keon.
We talked about it yesterday. We confused them this year with them last year, where the offense was great, the defense was bad. The roles are reversed. The defense is the best of the Patrick Mahomes era. It's one of the 5 best defenses in the league.
How are they against the run, though?
They're good against the run. They're good against the run and the pass. They're a well-rounded quality defense. The issue with the Chiefs is that offense, but I don't know how much it's going to affect them because of the temperature. And now you're probably going to be in a low-scoring game. Does kind of favor Kansas City. And the other thing is that, I agree with Ralph. I think when you're playing in this time of year, and again in the Patrick Mahomes era, they're always playing this time of year. They're at home a lot. They play in this weather all the time. The Dolphins don't. And so that can't be looked over when you add to the fact that stadium is notoriously loud. People are going to make it hard on the Dolphins. A lot of what they do with the pre-snap motion requires you to communicate. Can they also do that in the cold and the noise and everything else at that stadium? I'm going to go with the Chiefs because I just think being at home in this weather with that stadium and that fan base, it just works against a lot of what the Dolphins want to do.
I'm not going to say it's a gimme. I'm not going to say it's automatic, but I'm going to go with the Chiefs as well. But I feel like the Dolphins are probably going to put up more of a fight than you would expect. I feel like low scoring, close game. they might actually pull it out. I don't feel great about this pick, to be honest, but I'm going to go ahead and go with the Kansas City Chiefs. How about you, Randy?
Well, I got to tell you, last time they met was November 5th, and that was at the what do they call it? GHA Arrowhead. I'm just going to call it Arrowhead.
Yeah, call it Arrowhead.
And it was 21-14 final score. The Chiefs squeaked it out. But let me remind you all of this. As far as total yards, the Dolphins had total yards. As far as passing yards, the Dolphins had more passing yards. As far as rushing yards, the Dolphins had more rushing yards. And as far as yards per play, the Dolphins had more yards per play. So what does that mean? The Dolphins have something on the Chiefs, and I think there's going to be an upset brewing here because everybody's picking the Chiefs. So give me the Dolphins in I think you're right, Jeffco, a very tight game. And I think whatever team has the best running or rushing game is going to win. And I've got to give the edge to the Dolphins. They've got all kinds of people that they can rush. Mostert, Waddle, Tagovailoa, Jeff Wilson Jr., Tyreek Hill. All these guys scored, many different yards in the rushing game against the Chiefs last time. So give me the Dolphins.
Rough Rob says Tua's going to break like a stale sugar cookie in that cold.
Please.
Robert from Surprise says, got another hour and a half before I get home. Sure you don't want to stay on the air for an extra hour today? Not a chance. He says, plus, Kansas City Chiefs said that they're going to win this one for Swift. No, they didn't. Although, that's funny, is the NFL, somebody actually called him Travis Swift instead of Travis Kelce. That's somebody should be fired for that. Anyway, next game is another weather game. It'll be a snow game, looking to be snowy in Buffalo. Buffalo is hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are inexplicably 10-7. The Buffalo Bills, inexplicably 11-6. Buffalo Bills have been a lot like the Chiefs, kind of not right, but sort of. Well, here they are, that they are at home against the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike Tomlin. And I feel I'm going to start Buffalo Bills. I'm sorry. I mean, I know that Tomlin's a great coach and all, but I still don't understand how he has all those wins with the team he's got. I know Najee Harris, that he will be probably playing. He came back to full practice, so that's looking good. But then the other part of that, Gabe Davis and Taylor Rapp will be out for the Bills. I don't know. Gabe Davis lays giant fantasy football turds on a regular basis, so I don't think that's a big deal.
He's an all or nothing receiver.
Right.
Either Gabe Davis has 120 yards and 3 touchdowns, or he didn't catch anything.
My wife had him in fantasy football, and she'd play him, and he'd had the turd game.
I had him
last
year.
He'd have the great game.
That's exactly what happened. I was like, I'm never drafting this dude again.
So frustrating. I don't know how that equates to wins and losses or not, but I'm going to say Buffalo Bills get the win at home in the snow. Randy?
I've got to tell you, I've got a lot of perplexing games for the Bills this year. They took on a Patriots team, lost by 4 points. They took on a Giants team, only scored 14 points. They took on a Buccaneers team, only scored 24 points. The Buccaneers had 18 points. I mean, they lost to the Bengals. They lost to the Jets. They lost to the Eagles. This is a team that's confusing me, and I don't know if they're ready for the playoffs. Pittsburgh, meanwhile, have rallied here as of late. Is it 3 in a row?
3 in a row.
Pittsburgh?
But it's 5 in a row for Buffalo.
Well,
just saying.
Something's got to give here. It's a home game for Buffalo. It's going to be a close one. I'll go with the Bills, but I don't like the pick.
Did you say 5 in a row? Buffalo's won 5 in a row?
6 out of their last
it doesn't
7.
feel like it, though, does it?
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. That's what I mean. They just don't look like that team that's polished. But I'll go with Buffalo in a tight one, but it wouldn't surprise me if Pittsburgh wins this game.
Buffalo and Kansas City look polished, like a polished turd.
5 in a row for
Ralph, what do you say? Giving Pittsburgh any kind of a chance?
No, I mean, I told you guys the other week that nobody wants to play Buffalo in the playoffs, right? Remember, they were 5-5. Now they're 11-6. And I think last week is what you saw of Buffalo. They went into Miami and they shut down Tua. They shut down that running game, and they won 21-14, took the division, took the number 2 seed. Allen's playing way better than he's been. I mean, I think they are a lot more polished than they were. I mean, this team is got it kind of going right now. They're very confident. And in the year that now no one thought they were going to do anything could be the year that they actually do it. So I think they're a really dangerous playoff team. You better beware. I can see this team going right through the run in the AFC. We'll see. But I think they definitely start this week, and they go right through Pittsburgh.
Well, what helps them right now is that TJ Watt is also out.
Yep.
Moist One says that Porky Pig impersonation was messed up. Why? Okay.
Was it you or was it me?
It was both of us, really.
You both did it.
I'm happy to blame Randy. Anyway,
Jeffries was spot on.
Keon, give Mike Tomlin hope.
But I can't.
Okay.
He's choosing to start Mason Rudolph on purpose.
Wow.
As you mentioned, they're missing TJ Watt. Look, their defensive line does have enough talent on it that, maybe Haywood Highsmith can do some things, but the fact of the matter is they don't have enough firepower to really hang with the Bills. The Bills have won 5 games in a row. 3 of those 5 games have been teams that are in the playoffs, and then they let one go against Philadelphia that, quite frankly, they shouldn't have. So, this is a Bills team that's playing their best football right now going into the playoffs, and they're running into the perfect tune-up team for them. And it's Buffalo. The thing that gets you in Buffalo isn't the snow. It's not the cold. It's the wind. The ball gets up in the air, and if you don't throw it hard enough, the wind just takes it. Josh Allen can do it. I don't think Mason Rudolph can.
All right, we're running late, of course. And we only have 6 games, and we're still probably going to be rushing to get that done. So let's take a break, and we'll come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FRIEND to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRIEND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRIEND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Hey, Jeffrey O'Brien here. And listen, a lot of us play fantasy football this time of year, and it's fun. But what you should be playing is fantasy electric bills. What's that? It's where you get with Harman Solar, and they save you over 80% off your electric bill every month. Then, each time you open up that bill, you're going to feel like you just won a championship. Call Harman Solar today. Get a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Of course, I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
Do you know about 211 Arizona? It's a free service to connect you with resources anywhere in Arizona. Housing assistance and eviction prevention, transportation and ride services, healthcare benefits, food resources, and even utility bill support. Talk to a live operator in English or Spanish, 24 hours a day, every day of the year. Just dial 211 or visit 211arizona.org. Get connected, get answers, and get the help you need. This message is sponsored by 211 Arizona.
1580 The Fanatic and at 1580thefanatic.com. Your home for sports.
We have a new texter from August who's still trying to find a texter nickname. Says, "Is Justin Cider available for a nickname?"
Oh boy,
I think so. Until Radio Ron says no.
Oh boy,
I think that one's tame compared to some of them.
Justin
Cider.
Justin Cider.
We'll go ahead and say yes until somebody tells us no. 888-368-1580. And we're in the middle of our Harmon Solar NFL fan pick'em picks. And we do have to pick up the pace because, well, it's how we are. We're running late. So we only have 15 minutes before we have to go. All right. So Green Bay is playing against the Dallas Cowboys. Green Bay, surprised to see them here, to be honest. Jordan Love has had a better than anticipated year. It's not an Aaron Rodgers kind of year. I don't know how the Green Bay Packer fans feel right now. I think the general consensus is going to be still not sure. Let's see what happens next year. That's kind of how they feel about Jordan Love. And maybe the GM is going to concentrate on the rest of the team in the offseason. But Keon, the Green Bay Packers have any shot against this Dallas defense? Or is it just a pipe dream?
I don't think it's a pipe dream. I think they do. Jordan Love the last 5 weeks of the season played pretty well. And it looks like, he's not just throwing the football where, the first guy's open or get your first or second read or take off. He's actually gotten to the point now where you can see him reading the defense. And so he knows even where some of his passes where he kind of just heaves it up along the sideline. It's because he actually saw something there to throw it there as opposed to just a guess. So I do think that gives them a chance. I also think that they have on their defense, the personnel to be successful. It's just that they've been insanely inconsistent. So I don't know which Packers defense is going to show up. Is it going to be the one that showed up the last couple of the weeks of the season or the ones that showed up like the 5 weeks before? Can't tell. But that being said, I also just think that Dallas, they're good. They're just really good and solid on defense. And then offense, the Dak Prescott CeeDee Lamb connection is a real thing. I just am worried that you get that one game where Dak implodes and it changes games. It loses games for Dallas. Like the Cardinals game was a game where Dak Prescott just exploded and nobody understood exactly what was happening, but it lost them the game. So I'm afraid of that for Dallas. But I do think that Dallas has all the tools to be the more consistent team here, so I'm going to take them.
Heavy Metal Maniac says, sorry, Keon, I like you, love you, but you're wrong, dead wrong. Cowboys at home, they are dominated home. They're going to smash them.
I looked at who they played at home. A couple of good teams, but I'm not impressed by the overall list. It's not like they played the best teams in the league at home. They also played some soup cans. They played my Commanders once. They played the horrifically bad at defense Philadelphia Eagles. Like the home thing is a little overblown to me because not all of those games were against good teams.
Randy, do you have enough hatred in your heart to say that the Cowboys have no shot against the Green Bay Packers?
I just feel like if the Cowboys play the game that they are supposed to play at home, they'll beat the Packers handily. Now, I want to be quick to say that if they play a game like they did against the damn Cardinals at home, they'll be booed out of Texas. They'll become the South Carolina Cowboys because Texas won't let them around them for like 500 miles. The Cowboys will be run out of Texas like an outlaw on the rails.
Okay.
But I am taking the Cowboys to beat Green Bay.
Yeah, I got the Cowboys beating Green Bay. It should be an entertaining game, but I wouldn't mind seeing Green Bay win just because it's funny. But outside of that, I just don't see it. Ralph?
I say watch CeeDee Lamb. He's going to have a huge game. This is a big game for him. Jair Alexander sprained his ankle yesterday in practice. Yep. He's got some other things going on. Lamb's going to have a huge game. The only reason the Packers are in this playoff is because they played Carolina, Minnesota, and Chicago the last 2 weeks of the season. That's the only reason they're even here. They shouldn't be here. Jordan Love, hey, good job. You had a decent season. Your season's over. Dallas big in this game.
All right, moving on to the Goff and who's the other guy? Stafford. The Goff-Stafford game. Detroit Lions at home against the Los Angeles Rams. Boy, I don't know. how do you like this matchup, Ralph?
Well, it's always good to see my Rams in the playoffs.
Oh, shut your face.
Oh my God. You denied it the whole year. Now here you are.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Every time. Every time.
Talking about.
Like clockwork.
No. I think this is an interesting game. I really like Detroit, especially at home. I think Detroit can make some serious noise in this playoffs. The thing about the Rams right now, man, they're playing really good ball. Stafford looks good. Williams running the ball looks amazing. This is a tough game. This is gonna maybe be one of the best games of the weekend. I'm gonna take Detroit. I think they eke it out, but I wouldn't be surprised to see the Rams win this game.
All right, I got Detroit. We're running low on time, so Randy.
The Lions don't show me much. I think they're almost there. I'm going to go ahead and take the Rams.
All right, Keon.
Yeah. This is a tough one to pick, but I'm leaning to the Rams right now. Stafford, if he has one of those games where he's just hitting everything on target, I don't know exactly how you stop that. Also, no Sam Laporta makes that Lions offense a little less potent.
Yeah, that was a bad move on his part to let him play, Dan Campbell. All right, so now the last game that we have, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers somehow at home with a 9-8 record against the Philadelphia Eagles, and they're 11-6. How did this happen? I don't know how this happened, but
the
whatever.
NFC South sucks.
So Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Baker effing Mayfield against the Eagles. Now, I think you mean
Baker, the touchdown maker. I think that's what you mean.
The Eagles have lost a couple of games they were supposed to win, so you can't look at this as a gimme. I'm going to go ahead and pick the Eagles because they should win, but nobody can feel confident about this. Keon, help us feel confident about this.
I'm taking the Buccaneers.
Holy crap.
Yes. I don't trust the Eagles. I don't like the Eagles. I have not, and I don't mean because they're my divisional rival. I mean, they have lost 4 out of their last 5 games. I have not seen anything from them in about a month that would suggest that this is a team that could even beat the Buccaneers right now. Baker Mayfield playing some good football. Mike Evans playing some good football. And their defense is pretty solid. They've actually got, the 6th ranked defense in the NFL as opposed to 30th for Philadelphia. I ain't trusting this team. I saw the Giants ass kicking coming a mile away, and I think it's going to be maybe not that bad, but I'm taking Tampa.
You feel the same way, Randy?
Tampa.
No kidding. Ralph?
What scares me is they're both 5-6, right? The Eagles have lost 5 out of 6. Tampa Bay's won 5 out of 6. The one thing that makes me hesitate is Baker Mayfield's ankle rib injury stuff. I don't know what kind of condition he's in. Philadelphia's coach is kind of playing for his job, I'm hearing. There's a shot they could get rid of this guy, which is crazy. I've got to take Philly. I think they got to find a way to win this game. They got to shake off this last 6 weeks. But I might switch that later. I'm not sure yet.
I mean, total points against them per game, 30th. Total yards against them per game, 26th. Total passing yards against them per game, 31st.
I'm worried about Mayfield's health. If he's not healthy, I think they're in trouble.
I think that's something to keep an eye on, though. Yeah,
because they only scored 9 points last week against Carolina because he was not good, and that's
that
the part
is a good point.
That's the point that scares me. If he was healthy, I take Tampa.
Saving grace for Philadelphia, right there. But,
yeah, I think so.
All right, we made it. We actually made it to the end doing our Harmon Solar NFL fan pick'em picks, and I'll be honest, I didn't think we would. Didn't think we would make it. But we did. So a lot of home team picks on that one. And usually when that happens, there's an upset. So keep an eye on that. I know Ralph doesn't like the term upset alert.
No, we don't talk about that
happened
anymore.
with USC. By the way, one of your guys jumped in the transfer portal at USC and showed up with the ASU Sun Devils. Thanks for that.
Who's
Appreciate
that?
it. I don't know, some guy, but it should hurt your feelings.
It doesn't.
I feel like it should definitely hurt your feelings.
Probably a guy that never played.
You just got destroyed. Just destroyed. All right. So now it's time. If we have time, do we have time for On This Date in Big George's sports history? Do we?
Mm-hmm.
We do? All right. Let's do it. All right. Fire it up.
Wait. I gotta go this way. I gotta do this and go.
Back in the year 1920, Charles Evetts' plan of selecting minor league players at the annual draft in inverse order of the final standings was finally adopted. The Brooklyn Dodgers owner, advocate of this type of selection for many years, believed that giving losing teams the initial picks would maintain a competitive balance. Back to me, Jeffrey. So it was the Dodgers that invented tanking. Well done, Ralph. Nicely done. Sure. That's great. We just want to thank you for that. I should have known. It would have been the Dodgers.
The thing is, you can't complain about the Dodgers now spending all of this money on players and then blame them for the idea of the draft as the creation of tanking, because then they'd just be buying the players straight out of college. And
that's a good point.
You wouldn't have any competitive advantage in any way at all.
But they did invent tanking. They did invent tanking. That's just a true story right there. Stupid Dodgers. Anyway. Hefty Lefty says, that's what's kind of scary about Buffalo. They haven't had a game where they remotely played close to their best football, although it also means they still might not play well. Let's see. Bruno Baller says, anything short of an NFC championship game against the 49ers, perhaps, would be a disappointing season for the Cowboys. Robert from Surprise says, it's nice to see Matthew Stafford actually get to play a football game in Detroit now.
Oh no, that's so mean.
Well done, Robert.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good right there. All right, everybody, have a great super duper wild card weekend. That is 6 football games, and you can just focus on them one game at a time. And you're going to hear them here on this radio station on Saturday, 2 p.m. Tune in to the Browns and the Texans. And then if you don't want to get that stupid Peacock, tune in to Money Radio 1510 and 105.3 FM and hear Dolphins and Chiefs at 6 p.m. Then over on Sunday, you got Steelers and Bills in the morning, Packers and Cowboys at 2, Rams and Lions at 6, and Eagles and Buccaneers on Monday. We'll be back on Monday, too. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580.